the right time. Here's the opening credits.
Hi, I'm Guy.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
And this is Star Trek Chaucer, where I apparently still have you as the wrong person. So, yes.
Our first production of the year, and of course it goes off without a hitch.
Totally done. We did not start the show off with, it didn't start.
I pushed the button at the wrong time, and so we went live, and I was like, wait, where's the opening credits?
Gosh. It's all right. It's all right. We're good. We're good. We'll edit it in post. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Oh, God.
So, if you're joining us for the first time, this is our regular Star Trek Adventures game, which is a system written by Modifius, which is a company out of the UK, and involves really cool dice that are blue for me because I just like blue, and so that's what it does. So our game master for today will be Joe, who is here. Look at that. I actually got it right. And the rest of us, I'll be co-GMing and helping him out on this one. We've swapped places. The previous episode, I was in charge and Joe was my assistant. And so now we've switched places and now Joe is in charge. So to my right here is Chelsea, who will be playing Captain Dr. Lupine. Dr. Captain Lupine.
Dr. Captain Doctor.
Captain Doctor. Dr. Captain. He's in charge of the USS Van Valkenburg. Right over here is Hastings, who is the first officer. Are you the first officer on the van?
No, I am.
You're the first officer on the van.
Zolarina, is my first officer.
She's the first officer on the
Versatility.
Versatility,
Yeah,
thank you.
Versatility.
Too many V names. We've got like 6 ships that all start with V.
We
and so
do.
I can't remember any of them now. I'm just lost.
Okay, that'd be
Directly below us here is Luna, who's playing Zolarina Jarath, even though I said Salma Sath, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's it's a thing. And it's who's the first officer of the van. And then we've got right over here, we've got Marcus V, played by Brent, who is an ensign on the ship and is also joining us. So that's who we got going. I'm NPCing because my character is still on assignment elsewhere.
Oh, really?
So.
Oh, Sarah's still on assignment with.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. The QS is still out and about, being QSDE.
and possibly in a different dimension. So there's that.
I mean, well, you and I are in a different dimension.
Actually, all of these people were on the ship.
Everybody
with me.
here is in
We're
a different
all on the
dimension.
same ship.
Yeah, you guys swiped, I guess, Hastings, because she's supposed to be on the other ship, but she ended up on your ship, and then poof, now you're here.
We needed Hastings.
I mean,
and
we were
Marcus for the
busy,
full
and
mover.
she was talking to people, and she came.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
I
can talk.
we were
to her,
chatting. People
you
were
have a
listening.
complaint about,
We were getting attacked by some Romulans, and I thought, hey, let's just get out of here.
Right?
Speaking of which, will someone do a quick recap as to how the last episode for you guys ended and where where our cliffhanger was?
Captain Lupine was trying to convince some Romulans not to fire on a ship that we were kind of helping. It was headed on its way to bite. It's full of Romulan-like women who have men in the walls, which is not good news. So we were trying to protect that ship. The Romulans came over and were like, this is ours. And we're like, no, it's not. And they weren't really listening. So Zolarina fired up one of our special drives and warped us into another dimension. And I hope the other 2 ships that are still in our dimension can defend that Romulan vessel that we were trying to protect. We shall see.
A successful diplomatic mission, if I've ever heard one. Perfect.
Well, I mean, I was trying to do something a little bit different, but apparently, let's find out what happened.
Luna,
Yeah.
for our audience, and just to recap, what was it you were trying to do?
As I recall, I was trying to get the Romulan ship zipped into another dimension.
And
I
just
thought,
the Romulan ship, right?
This will surprise them. And I may have brought us along a little bit.
Okay.
Or I don't know if the Romulan ship came and it was just us.
Well, you're about to find out.
I am about to find out what happened when I decided that, hey, the best solution to this is just to rip a hole in the time-space continuum.
Woohoo.
Which brings us to this moment. You flip the switch. There is the usual sounds that you expected, plus a kind of a high-pitched hum that you did not expect. And
That's not a
pop,
great sound.
there is a moment where the stars are gone and it is nothing but a field of white, which you more or less expected. And then pop, you are back in space. The stars are back where they were. The Romulan ship is sitting in front of you.
Oh, good.
And then all hell breaks loose. Klaxons sounding all over the ship, alarms going off. Phase variance alarms are going off. And also, your jump drive is emitting a very high-pitched, very loud hum and some crackling. And then things shimmer again just slightly, but it doesn't go white. And then the Romulan ship is gone, and you are alone in space.
Oh,
Oh no.
What does that mean? What does
That
that mean?
means that they can jump, I think. And that is really heckin' bad.
no, wait. Do we know about their ability to go invisible yet?
Yes, and that is definitely not what happened.
Oh,
You've
Okay.
seen at least record tapes of Romulan ships cloaking. So unless they have changed their cloaking technology significantly, they did not cloak. Something happened and they disappeared.
Okay, Zolarina, can you scan and see if there are residual particles of where they might have gone, considering that just happened so fast?
I can try, but we did just create a whole lot of phase variance that might highly mess that up. So I'll try.
You did just create a whole lot of phase variance because your phase variance alarms are going off all over the ship. But go ahead and give me a roll, and let's call it reason and science. And
Can
you
I
can
support that roll?
yes, you can, and you can also use the ship's systems
Oh.
to help you because you're using the ship's sensors. Give me a second, and I'll tell you.
Unfortunately, why does our science vessel have 0 in science?
Because it's not really meant to be a science vessel.
We should fix that at some point.
This was more of a military ship at one time.
Right. The van
we
is most
started.
definitely a military ship.
Right.
Which we were going to fix a little bit and jerry rig, but we didn't have time. Do you have the sheet for the Van Valkenburg?
Yes, I will put it in Discord chat. Okay, good.
If
No
you
worries, I should have done that
scroll up
before.
in Discord, no, it's there if you scroll up.
Yeah, it's there. I'm just silly and didn't look.
So make it sensors plus science for the die for the ship, and as long as you know which die is which, I will take your word on the
Okay.
how many
so
successes
Do
you
you
get.
want to roll that?
And science is none. And then so it's 3 die total then?
You get 1 for the ship, 2 for Giraff, and Chelsea, are you trying to assist?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So you on
I-
an assist, you just get 1 die.
Did
Okay, I just get one.
fabulously.
Yeah.
So I got a 4 and a 10 myself, and the ship got a 5.
I got a 4 on my die, and my target to hit was 13, so that's pretty
Okay.
decent.
So,
What-
Luna, do you have any focuses that might apply? Because right now we're up to 3 successes.
So I think so. I have temporal physics and mechanics, and I also have theoretical physics.
Okay, I'm going to give you the focus, so that makes it 4 successes.
I also have team dynamics as well, and I don't know
Yeah,
if
it won't
that
make a
helps.
difference.
Okay.
No, I'm not
Gotcha.
going to give you that one.
That's
We're
all
at
right.
4. 4 is very good because the truth is this is an easy roll and you only needed 1, which means you can. You just generated 3 momentum. You can spend that for additional information. I'll give you it for 1 momentum spend. It'll still put 2 in your queue.
I would take that. What about you, Luna? What are you thinking?
I'm a big fan of more information.
Yeah, let's
All
spend
right.
that then.
Your phase variance alarms are telling you very obviously that you are in the mirror universe, the one where Kirk visited and Emperor Spock took over the Union of Planets and is in the process of losing to the Klingon-Cardassian alliance. Your phase variance outside the ship matches that perfectly. It is also telling you that there are chronometric particles all around your ship and all around the spot where the Romulan ship used to be, and those particles do not match.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
What does that mean necessarily? That just we're not in this, they're not in the same phase? Or they weren't?
Specifically that they are chronometric particles. Giraffe is from another mirror. So do they match that, the Terran mirror?
So Giraffe is from the Terran Empire mirror where Spock became the Emperor.
Yes.
The same one that Core's from.
Correct.
You are in that universe.
Oh, okay.
So we are home for you.
We are in Terran. For some reason, I thought Terran Empire was different than Spock's universe. But
yeah, no, same thing. And since you spent your momentum, you are picking up a vastly different set of communication signals than you expected to be picking up. You are getting where you are should be, because I don't know, does anybody remember the history, what's going on in the mirror universe right now in 2345?
I don't, Guy.
I don't even know if I would in character because I left like 300 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so
we're at the end of the movie era and very beginning of the Next Generation era.
Ooh.
So what's going on? And Chelsea, you would know this because you were on the van when it visited before.
Okay.
Okay, so after Kirk visited, he convinced Mirror Spock to rebel, kill Mirror Kirk, take over the Enterprise, and start a rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Mirror Spock was successful. He became the Emperor of the Terran Empire. He converted it into a kind of a thing. He called it the Union of Planets. And so it was voluntary to be a part of it. And they were trying to be more Federation-like.
Mm-hmm.
And the Klingon-Cardassian alliance formed and took advantage of that power vacuum and conquered pretty much everything. So in 2345, the Union of Planets consists of about a dozen star systems spread throughout what used to be the Federation. Most of them are very isolated. They're very besieged. The Klingon-Cardassian alliance are bombing planets out of existence and taking over the few planets left to the Union bit by bit by bit. Okay. So it is a kind of a foregone. Everybody kind of looks at it and goes, the Union's not going to be around much longer. They're losing. The Klingon-Cardassian alliance rules almost everything, is what's going on in 2345.
Okay, so things are bad.
Bad.
Heckin' bad. And we might be in what might be a war zone, or what might be...
Well, it is. It's a long war that's been going on for 20, 30, 40, probably 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a very active war because the Union is basically isolated to a few planets that are not close together. They're scattered far apart. And so basically they're kind of in a siege mentality. So it's a semi-cold, semi-shooting war. So here's what's weird. You should be picking up a few signals from subspace radio chatter from Union of Planets ships, because they're still flying around.
Mm-hmm.
You should be picking up a ton of Klingon-Cardassian alliance signals. And you are getting, bless you, absolutely none of either. Subspace is dead silent except for a bunch of Romulan subspace chatter.
Romulan. I want to try, and I don't know if I have the tech/ability to do this, to figure out when we landed, because I know it is possible in temporal mechanics to change time.
Oh.
Okay. What is it that you're looking for?
I would think the most obvious one would be that stars would drift.
Okay, that is scientifically valid. Let's call it reason and science for you. You're using ship sensors, so go ahead and roll a die for the sensors as well. And this is a difficulty 1 task.
Can I assist on that
Sure.
since we're in kind of a stress time?
1 die for you, reason and science as well.
Okay. I got a 19 and I needed to hit under a 13, so no for me. I'm used
No
to
Okay.
it.
problem. I got an 11 and a 1, and the ship got a 9.
The ship's not a success, but you got 3 successes, despite the captain being in your way.
Sorry. I'm
Captain's
a
like, let me
mess.
push buttons.
I'm like,
buttons.
wait, let me see. I think I know how to do this. Like Captain Hashimoto showed me a thing.
With
once
all
that-
due respect, Doctor, your expertise is not temporal mechanics.
Fair, Commander. I'll reconvene to my normal space on the bridge.
So after you get your captain away from your science console, you are very quickly able to determine you are not in 2345.
Oh,
Oh,
In fact, you got 2 extra momentum. You
Yeah.
generated 2 momentum. Do you want to spend 1 for a little more information?
yes, I do.
might
You
as well
are-
spend it.
Where are my notes? You are in 2324.
So we're early. Do
You've
we know
gone
when
back.
we're so early?
You've gone back 21 years.
You
Okay.
said we were in 23. Sorry, what was it?
2345 is the year that you're supposed to be in.
Mhm.
And you know what? You spent the momentum. I'm going to give you this. You were in Mirror Universe 2345. There were Klingon Cardassian signals. There were Union of Planet signals. And then that other thing happened and the ship disappeared and something happened with you guys. And now you're in 2324 with only Romulan signals.
But wait a minute. If we're in the same area and it's 2324, it's 20 something years ago, and there was nothing in the history about the Romulans, does that mean the Romulans have been messing with the timeline in this universe? Or does it mean we've accidentally shifted to a different universe within? I don't get time travel. Diplomacy was my thing, not time travel. I was too busy studying
I
on
think I can help you with it. It's okay. Time travel isn't many people's thing. It's kind of a specialty field. It's also kind of not an allowed one. It's really sad. If they'd actually have allowed us to study it instead of so much in secret, we'd know a lot more. But here's the thing. It's not so much as necessarily messing with the timeline as like timelines are and aren't a continuum, which is to say if they change the timeline, they might also change the universe and diverge them into more mirrors, just because that's how you change timelines. So I can't say for certain that we aren't in, say, version B of Terran Mirror.
Are we talking about like original Doctor Who level universe dimension shift stuff, or
I'm sorry, I'm familiar with that. Is that a Terran Prime?
Yep.
Legend?
Yep. It is.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Yep.
One
of my favorites, actually. I've been reading the lore for years. You should look it up sometime. It's great.
I might have to.
Just find it away
from
for
what
later.
I've seen in other records of shows that they had from that, usually the universes were kept the same, and that's not necessarily how it works here, so much as you kind of have an infinite number of possibilities, and as you change possibilities, you slide laterally over to other ones. if that makes sense. So
Yes, it does. It makes perfect sense. I get it now. Time travel is clear as a bell. Cool.
I have probably a difficult question.
sure.
How is our hop and drive? Is it doing okay, or are we in kind of some
Well, I mean,
pickle?
it probably takes. I mean, it always takes some time to recharge, but we should probably check on that. I'm just wondering if that. What we may want to figure out is if our Romulan friends either failed to cross the veil, so like they popped over and then popped right back to where we were, in which case our friends, our other ships are
Having a problem.
in trouble right now.
Yeah.
Or they went to, say, Spock's universe version A, and we went to version B. Or they ended up in 2345 in either of those timelines, and we seem to have ended up 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but if we were actually 20 years ago, in the correct 20 years ago, we wouldn't be picking up, I think, much Romulan anything. It would be mostly Klingon, Kardashian, and the Empire / Union of Planets, whatever it was that you said it was. Because I'm still adapting to time travel, which is a thing I've never done before. Also dimensional travel. This is interesting and not
Van
something
Valkenburg.
Starfleet trained me on. So this is all just taking it in stride. It's going to be great.
Should probably brief you at some point. It's classified information to a certain extent. So when we get back, let me talk to Hashimoto.
Not anymore. It's not too fucking bad. We're already. It's not classified anymore. We're on the ship.
Classified. It's just that you may have to get classified with us, which is okay. I highly recommend talking to people outside of this conversation about this because, you know, it will break their brain too.
When we get back to Starbase, like.
Yeah, so there are people who don't need to know about this, or that we may have broken certain accords. But actually, they don't exist yet, do they?
No, they don't even exist, so we're good.
Oh, cool. I always have a hard time remembering when those are a problem.
Oh, that's a good point, Marcus, that maybe the Romulan ship was sent back further. Maybe they hop back further to a space that they were comfortable in. That's
Do we actually have any way of analyzing the temporal variance along with the crap that we have just generated?
So
to figure out where they might have ended up?
I will give you a roll for that, but that is exceedingly difficult because there is no. You're essentially inventing a new study or procedure. So I'm going to call that a difficulty 4 task.
Can I spend some momentum to make that more possible? Since we
Sure. So you can spend. So first of all, you get your 2 dice.
Okay.
You're going to get the 1 from the ship, but it has to roll an 8 or below because that's the sensors plus science.
Ouch.
And then you can add a die by spending 1 of your 3 momentum. You could also, the other ways to add a die are you could add threat to give you another die, or you could find a way to tie it to a value and spend your 1 determination.
We must have a couple scientists on the ship that have worked with Zolarina before that we can pull to the bridge to do analysis because they have been in the phase variance before.
Apparently solved it out this year. I was surprised. So
I have crap science. I thought it was better than that. Never mind.
I'm going to metagame a little bit. I'm not going to give you an assist with dice from an NPC.
Okay.
I have a value of chronology is the highest goal, and I am literally trying to figure out the chronology here.
I'll buy that. If you want to spend your determination, you can have. So you're spending one momentum.
Storyline, so I think we should know where it went.
Yeah, we should definitely know where it went.
So you're spending 1 determination and you're spending 1 momentum, correct?
Correct.
So you will be rolling a total of 5 dice, but remember, 1 of them has to be 8 or below to be a success.
Right. That'll be the 3rd die because that's how I've been rolling this.
Okay. You can add threat to get a 6th die.
I don't
Do
want
The
to
ship's
you-
die doesn't count.
in the middle of like Romulan space right now in an alternate universe. I really don't want to add threat, honestly. So
No,
I would
I would-
advise against it.
I was gonna say I feel like I need to consult my captain on that one. So no.
I pulled a drastic measure already, and it did not work. So
Curses foiled again.
I saw that glint in your eyes. Ah, no.
Excellent.
I do have an amplifier from the last time, like we were in the mirror universe. I'm gonna see in the meantime while she's doing that if I can reach out to Hashimoto, or is there anybody on the other two ships? I'm not really linked with Captain Core, am I? I think he's one of the only people I'm not really linked to. I'm gonna link to Hashimoto if I can, because he's my best bet right now, and see if he can at least get a message to the other two ships about what's going on.
Okay, so here's before you do that,
Yeah.
Hashimoto is, as far as you know, in another universe
Mm-hmm.
and many, many light years away, more than 10, because you don't know where he is.
That's fair.
And
Because
20
Jameson grabbed him into
from
Sarah
now.
and said, "Get on your ships," and we're leaving, and didn't tell them where you were going. So
Well, and
you
that was
don't know where
22
he
years
is.
or 24 years ago.
That's fair. And the
It's
last time I
also
did
20
this, I knew exactly where they were. So
Yeah, so you're reaching across at least 10, probably more light years, across into another universe, and across 21 years of time. I will let you attempt it if you want to roll it, but it is going to be a very hard thing.
let me see if instead I can get a message to Core's ship, because it's worth it just to send out a little.
Okay.
Um,
All right, let's deal with one at a time. What are we going to do first?
I
we're
just
gonna do
rolled
it.
my 5 dice, so that if that helps. I got a 17, which is exactly equal. I don't know how that works. That is one.
That's-
Okay.
That's one.
I got the ship got a 20, so that's useless.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Crit fail on this.
That's a complication.
Oh, that's
But I got a 12, and then the extra dice, I got a 2 and a 5, both of which would have been below my science, since I should be able to use, again,
Okay, so
temporal
12,
mechanics.
2 and a 5. So you got your 5 successes.
But there's
Because
a
your 2 and your 5 are below your science, so they count for 2.
Right.
oh, okay.
Wow. Outstanding. All right. Wow. Okay. So that will actually generate 1 momentum unless you want to spend it for more information.
Do we want to hold on to that since we're trying some other stuff? I think we
How
still have
much
2 other
momentum?
momentum.
I would
I-
still. I would.
I
spend
tell
a
you
lot.
what, I will give you the information that you get without spending it, and I'll hold it in my hand, and then you can decide if you want to do the immediate spend.
Mhm.
The Romulan ship, you think, went in the same so when you did it the first time, it dragged the Romulan ship and your ship into the mirror universe.
Okay.
And the van's jump engines, and I'm calling them that for lack of a better term, are not designed to grab another ship and snatch it. It's
Mhm.
designed to move the van or maybe open a portal and hold it while ships voluntarily fly through it. But snatching somebody like that, it wasn't designed to do. And then there was something about the Romulan ship that interacted with your jump drive. And so both ships moved to the mirror universe to 2345. Then something malfunctioned with your jump drive very, very badly. And the jump drive is definitely offline. It's on fire. And you moved back 21 years into the past. The Romulan ship moved further into the past.
Okay, so it's like we slung over and then we slingshotted. Kind of, it's like when two things are trying to rub against each other, they popped back.
Or
Something
kind of like
that.
waves on a pond where they just went further in the waves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, If you want to know
okay.
where they went,
Do we want to know that?
Yeah, I think we do. I
don't-
definitely do.
Why? I'm just wondering what that would get us, because right now our core is burnt out. The best thing we know is that they are further back in time, so they're not in our universe. They're not a threat to the ship that we are protecting.
I don't
But
think
they
that's
might
true,
be
though. I
threatening
think
this
that
universe
I think it's
significantly.
I think it's potentially that they went back far enough that they completely shifted it, and now this is entirely Romulan space because they went back far enough in time to dismantle everything. So we should probably know how far back they went, because if it was 2 years, we might just be in an unlucky area. If it was 40 years, we're fucked. That's it.
a really good point.
Yeah, because they could actually
Okay.
be the cause of the fact that we're not seeing what we would expect.
All right, then yes, absolutely. We do want to know where they are.
Yeah.
When
And
they
we
are,
still
sorry.
have 2 other momentum you can use for your other stuff. So yeah, let's spend this one.
okay,
Okay.
we're in a decision.
Yeah, we're spending
All
it.
right, hold on one moment. They went back to 2157.
Ooh, they went back far.
I knew it. So bad. This is bad.
Okay, so 2157. I just popped that in the chat so we have reference. Oh, bugger. Okay.
With my knowledge of history, because that would have been actually when Jorath was here. Was it the Terran Empire then?
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
interesting.
2157 would have been just about really, really close to just after Enterprise. So
Chelsea, you got a hold of when you were in the Mirror Universe several seasons ago. You had one of your guys hack the Empress Hope's systems and get you.
Did.
Yes.
That was a lot. Yeah. And get us some information.
Yes.
So we would still have that in our database.
Yes.
Okay. Let's pull that up and see what our record of that is, just to compare.
Okay. So I just put it into Discord chat for you.
Thank you. Let me go take a look. The Mirror Universe. All right. So we are in 2157. So according to our records, in 2155, the Hoshi Santo, Empress of the Empire, was Empress of the Empire until her public suicide in 2161. So we're just ahead of that for failing to conquer the Romulans. 2156 is the start of the Terran Empire and the Romulan War, and it doesn't end till 2160. So the fact that we don't have Terran Empire chatter is very bad.
Well, we right now are still in 2345.
Oh,
So
right. And
we wouldn't have that.
Gotcha.
But we probably
Right.
need to try to find a database at some point and find out what's happened in the last 200 years.
We are in it said we are in I thought we were in 2324.
Correct.
Right,
Okay.
but we're still 200 years from where Chelsea's concerned that we're not hearing Terran Empire.
Yeah,
Like, we shouldn't be.
we shouldn't be. I'm sorry. I was focused on when they are.
No, it's okay, Commander. It's okay, Captain. I understand time travel is hard for most people to grasp.
But what we should be hearing is Klingon and Cardassian and the Union of Planets, and we're only hearing Romulan, correct? That's it?
At least
Okay.
at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So there's that.
If we're in,
if you go back hundreds of years with cloaking technology before anyone else has it.
I mean, it depends. That's a single ship. I mean, admittedly, we don't know how cloaking technology entirely works currently, but that is a single ship I don't know if they'd be able to propagate the technology, but you're right, just having it could be problematic.
Yeah.
Because I don't
All
know
of you
how.
guys are like talking about Dr. Vassbinder, who taught temporal mechanics at the academy. And you guys are all like, I wish I'd listened to him.
I did.
I-
He was cool. He just wasn't.
Hastings doesn't care. Zolarina's here. She can remember what the professor said. It's fine. It's
The
fine.
problem is Giraffe learned it from someone totally different. It's very confusing.
4. If we are in 23, 24, when we were last in the mirror universe, we came in 2345, correct?
That would have been like 2343, I think. I can check real quick if you need an exact date.
No, because it's later. So if we reached out to the Terran Empire, they wouldn't know who we are because we're earlier than we've ever been.
In fact, we're probably early enough. Now, admittedly, we're in entirely the wrong sector of space, but we're probably early enough that the Zenkethi haven't entirely fallen yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Unless, because of this stuff,
Time glitch, yeah.
they had problems. But as of their own decay from our previous times there, they may still be well. On the other hand, they're also several warp speeds away from us, even if we can get over there.
Yeah, Marcus asked, so like, do we care about the mirror universe and sending the Romulus to the past, or do we just want to fix this drive and go home? I don't want to just fix this drive and go home, because the biggest thing is this is Zolarina and Core's home universe. They do want to, at some point possibly come back for a bit and have this not be wrecked.
Joe, that's actually a good question, because it was kind of a secret goal of Giraffe. Is this in line with right now where we are? Is it in line with before or after Trill was destroyed?
Oh.
So I don't think you know exactly the year, but you think it's in the neighborhood of 2330 that your Trill was destroyed.
So theoretically, Mirror Trill is still gone right now.
Theoretically, you're 6, 7. Theoretically, you're between 5 and 10 years before the destruction of Mirror Trill, of your Trill.
Okay.
That's bad.
No, that's great. I mean, for me.
For you, I'm not sure what we can accomplish while we're here, or how long we want to stay.
It does, however, mean we might be able to get information on this timeline's version of time in a not so difficult way, unless we can hack into something over on this sector. I have no idea what's in this sector right now.
Yeah, I do think we need to fix any ripples that we have caused by popping into the mirror universe, and we kind of knew that going in, especially since Zolarina and I have been here a couple times. We do want to make sure that we leave it as it was. In my view, if Zolarina wants to change some things, that's probably not something I know about. So,
in order to do that, though, don't we have to? I mean, it's too late now to fix it where we're at. That's not possible. So that means we're going to have to find a way to time travel back to where they are to stop them from doing that. Do we have time travel? Because otherwise, there's too many Romulans and one us. So,
or we just have to figure out how to be there 20 years from now when we attempt this and make sure that it doesn't cause the ripples. Either one of those could solve this.
I'm wondering if
we either need to solve causing the divergence from version A to version B by going back and making sure that that cloaked ship that could really be almost anywhere right now doesn't.
Considering that we slingshotted back in a way, I wonder if we could reverse engineer that to figure out how to slingshot forward. And if we could find out how to go back and meet them when they get there and just slingshot them forward with a message to Emperor Spock saying, yo, you're going to get this Romulan ship. I'm actually really sorry. Can you just hang on to them for a little bit? Okay,
Or
thanks.
maybe stop them from moving at all and just leave them
Yeah, just
where we wanted to. Either of these are goals, but it's going to be, this is tough stuff. This is not tech that we have. I think first we may need to have engineering check what's wrong with the drive.
Yeah, we definitely need to fix that drive.
Well, the first
But
thing
you
that's wrong
said
with
you were
it is
gonna
it's currently
try-
on fire.
Oh,
It needs to not be on fire.
yeah, we should suppress that initially.
I mean, easiest solution is get everybody out of there and open that up to space real quick. Like, can you just put that out? Thanks. Okay, bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
But yes, let's definitely get that fire under control.
I like the picture in my head I just got of a bunch of people standing over a burning thing, just going, well, I don't know. Oh my goodness, do you think they did this? And it's just still burning.
Right.
We're
All
all
the engineers were like, this looks bad.
I guess I'm kind of being unfair to you guys. I will assume that you have a crew that is professional enough to go, oh, that's on fire, and start putting it out.
I really
without you
hope
telling
so,
them.
especially some probably high-level people who know that that's really freaking important to be like, fire real bad, fire extra bad,
Right? A whole bunch of
Fire
engineers.
and workhorse.
I don't know. This is.
fire and
what do
jump
you
drive
think?
equally
You get
bad.
upstairs, they've all got like s'mores in the
I
engine.
kind of know with the fact that there's not that many of them who are familiar with the drive, because let's face it, we're just sort of inventing the technology as we go along. They might be like, is that supposed to happen?
I don't think that's supposed to happen. And they were just radio on the bridge and we're like, Zolarina and Lupine are both on the button, like, put the fire out!
Not supposed to happen. But
Okay,
you were
we
going to
assume that
try
probably the fire
to
got put out
contact
regularly.
across time and see if we could send some messages, right, Chelsea?
Considering the information we just got, I don't know if we need to,
Okay.
because Core and the other Romulan ship, the
Don't have like their Romulans isn't going back
I'm
there.
gonna call it like the Romulan arc, just for sake of clarity. The Romulan arc that we were trying to help, they are safe right now. They're with Core. Core probably saw what happened as soon as he saw the light flash and was like, everything's gonna be kind of okay. I'll just hang here. Yeah.
He just doesn't know how mildly screwed we might be.
Mm-hmm. I think our biggest thing is getting the drive up and working. And then we probably need to key some people in and get some science going to see if we can reverse engineer what just happened, first of all. Well, no, engineer what happened. How did this happen? How does it work? Can we throw ourselves backwards and forwards in time? How exhaustive is that going to be to the drive? Do we have the resources we need? Are we under any threat? And then go from there.
I mean, I can tell you from my theoretical background how it happened. I just don't, or how it could happen. I just don't know how to actually make that, happen.
Because honestly, considering that we've been working on this drive for a while and considering this is now our second or third jump, we should probably get a little more precise at it or things are just going to keep getting worse.
This is true.
This seems fine.
I mean,
Are you saying that while in the burning engineering room? So it's like the meme.
Well,
This is
we're
fine.
sitting with
This is
like a
fine.
cup of tea.
it's fine.
I take a cup of coffee. I just start sipping it.
Right? This is
We've
fine.
listen,
fine.
this is the problem. Lupine was trained and is connected to a very chaotic source that is Captain Hashimoto. There are no rules.
I don't know what you're talking about. However, you do have a proximity alarm going off.
What do we got?
Would you share my share screen, please?
Absolutely not. I refuse.
Okay.
That's real
That
dumb.
just popped out of warp right in front of you.
Well,
I
that's
don't know
a
what
bit
that
fast
is.
if I haven't seen one.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw up shields and ignore it for now until they hail us.
Is
Is
that a
this
Romulan vessel?
anything like? Is this a standard design of any of the ones we've run into, or is this something weirdly different?
Mm.
It is not a design you recognize in terms of the exact configuration.
I
So-
think we just
Okay.
figured out what sorry, Hastings. I don't. Can you put your character name up the chat? What
Can I
Hastings'
what?
character? Can you change your name to your character name? It would help.
My character's name is Hastings.
Oh, that makes it even easier. So I think we made
Beep, beep, beep.
Hastings. I believe you're pretty much on what you said, which is yeah. I think
You're not
they
helping.
changed the timeline.
Yeah.
I'll pop up shields and wait for them to communicate with us. In the meantime, let's focus on the
hailing.
drive.
You are being hailed.
We are being hailed, by the way.
Good.
All right, let me clear the bridge a little bit. Zolarina, you want to go down to engineering and see what you can figure out down there. Hastings, you're with me. We're in the mirror universe. I should probably give you briefings first, but we don't have time. So
Just use
I
my
will go check
diplomacy
engineering,
muscles.
but I am going to also keep on comms because
yes,
they.
please stay on comms. Okay, I'll answer.
Okay. Boop. And hang on real quick. I have a number of things going all over the place.
Of course.
Unidentified Kobliad vessel. You are way out of your jurisdiction. Stand down and prepare for inspection. If you don't stand down, you'll be destroyed.
Could you give me a minute? I'm just going to put him on hold.
But this might be a case where Marcus might be helpful. I'm just looking at his phone structure.
You think?
Could be. That's not a bad idea.
It's not bad.
I'll ask if there are any other Romulans or part Spocks, because for some reason I can't remember their race right now.
Marcus,
Thank you.
are you fresh out of the academy though?
But
Oh,
he's our resident Vulcan-esque.
he's a baby bean. Okay.
So the Van Valkenburg has a crew of 350, 400 people. Of the named NPCs, your chief medical officer is a Vulcan female, Dr. Teherani, and you have a junior photon torpedo officer, a Vulcan male named Stovall. And of
Okay.
course, you have a player character, half Vulcan, half human, named
Yeah.
Marcus Varath.
All right. Let me.
Meanwhile, by the way, the shields and weapons are coming up on the Romulan ship.
I'm gonna pop back up and just say I'm sorry. We're extremely disoriented. We don't know where we are. Can you assist?
Assist. Yeah, we can inspect your ship.
What is an inspection going to do? Like, that doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form know where or when I am.
You're in Sector 25. How do you not know this? What are you doing here? You're 190 light years from your home space.
There was a flash of light. I don't know what happened with our warp core, and all of a sudden we're here.
Okay, lower your shields and we'll beam a party on board.
Okay. I will lower shields. Marcus, do you want to meet him?
I'm gonna actually try to suppress the fire while still keeping as much of the fire intact, because smoke is a really good way of keeping smoke and mirrors out.
Yep, that is totally fair. All right, Marcus, I'd like you to meet these people down in the teleporter room. I'll come with you. Hastings, you good to go?
Yep.
All right, let's go down. Let's just keep the air of confusion. We don't know where we are. We don't know when we are. Something happened with our warp core, okay? Everything's on fire. Got it? Copy?
Won't have to pretend.
I still don't know what's going on.
Cool. All right.
I mean, everything is on fire.
Let's
So that'll be
All right, give me a brief pause.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna call Guy on the phone.
Oh my god!
Cool. I'm gonna go make dinner if that's
What
okay.
is this?
Should we just go to break then?
We could definitely get a break.
Okay. 'Cause I can make dinner in that case.
Oh, why did I lose? Hang on. All my stuff is on the Geek Tank, and let's go to commercial break.
Geek Tank is sponsored in part by Geekway Homes. If you're a geek and you need a home, contact Geekway Homes at www.geekwayhomes.com. Also, we're sponsored by Kieran Games. If you need games, this is the place to go. Contact Kieran Games at kierangames.net. And finally, we're sponsored by Hexacon 2020. Coming up MLK weekend, Hexacon 2020. We're also sponsored by people like you. If you want to help us out, go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Foxblade. Thank you. Now back to the show.
I'm real hecking concerned that Joe has had his hand on his forehead for most of this phone call.
Oh dear.
Oh
If you're
no!
gonna break the universe, break it real bad, right?
Yeah, break it real heckin' bad. I will probably brief Marcus on our way down, just saying like, "Hey, we're gonna play dumb. Our warp core's partially on fire. We don't know how we got here," kind of a thing.
I still don't even know what's going on in the first place because
I'm just
new to the crew, have no clue what's happening.
I'm just gonna let you know, like,
you have actually been
actual-
briefed on what this ship can do.
yeah,
No.
and that's okay. Probably just gonna say that we flashed and somehow we think we ended up in another universe, so that he's just probably as flabbergasted as the guy who's about to beam aboard. So confusion is a great ally.
You don't have to lie if you don't know anything.
Mhm. And it's a good point to like say keep the core on fire a little bit, because smoke and mirrors is definitely a good thing. How hidden is the special drive? It's pretty hidden, right?
Well, it's a third warp core,
Okay.
but I don't actually know if it looks all that different aside from being a third one.
That's good though. That means that we'll be able to play dumb a little bit more.
We're still on break, right? We're not live.
No, we're not. Well, we're live, but we're just chatting in the meantime while Guy and Joe look very suspicious over there.
We everything's live. Everyone's being interrogated. You got a whiskey?
Worth it?
What's whiskey?
Probably gonna
Well,
need
if you drink some, you'll be in a better mood, and then you won't murder us. Come on over.
it.
I can guarantee we have synthahol upstairs somewhere.
I have real alcohol hidden in a crevice somewhere. No one knows. It's just
I love
not-
it.
Did Luna vanish, or is she just around the corner?
She went to go make dinner real quick. I love the like Zoom hacks. Somebody was like, how to drink on a Zoom call with nobody knowing. He was like, take your tea bag and cut it off and use an invisible piece of tape to tape it to the cup you're using. And he's just got a beer bottle with like a tea tag.
I was gonna say it's not that hard. Just put the booze in a mug. No one's gonna know.
Nobody
It's not that hard.
Or just work at my job where they're like, oh, it's after 3 p.m. It must be beer o'clock.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I
Oh,
suspect
Are we
that
going to be at break long enough, speaking of booze and not booze, that I can go downstairs and make more tea?
Go for it.
So make
May
yourself
as well.
more tea, whether that be Long Island or regular.
Yeah, Long Island teas are really not as exciting as I thought they'd be.
Actually, I
thought
think
they
they
taste
taste
more like
awful.
Manhattan
You-
or dirt or something.
you need a better
Buildings,
Long Island iced
a little bit of
tea.
buildings, maybe some roller coasters, but no, just tastes like alcohol. Anyway, I'll be back.
You need a better Long Island iced tea. Like the whole point about it is you're not supposed to taste the booze.
Yeah, exactly. So the one time I have had Long Island's, they were apparently quite well made. I did not understand how alcoholic they were. My friends did, and they thought it was hilarious.
I mean, the one time I've had them, they didn't taste at all like tea. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they don't. Sadly. That would be even
Yeah.
better.
On the other hand, I'm a bit of a tea snob who may have just spent $50 on more tea like a couple days ago.
I thought Nathan was joining tonight. Is he not, or is he playing on a different server because he's in the other planet?
I don't
He's
know.
watching
Oh, he's
um,
watching? Okay.
because, yeah, he's in a different universe. And
So we still need to get Captain Core and Nate's character together so that they can play out what happens while we're
I
all
thought
there.
they already did that in December.
They did that a couple weeks ago.
Did they? I'm so behind. I gotta catch up. I gotta be a condiment and catch up.
Speaking of alcoholic, except not alcoholic, I do have a tea called like grapefruit mimosa that smells really good.
That does sound good. That sounds like it. It doesn't sound like it would taste good, but it sounds like it would smell amazing. Does it taste good?
I don't know if I've had this one for a while. So Savannah, several years ago when they, actually still existed, made a bunch of
Rib tea bottle.
things that were supposed to taste like alcoholic drinks without being them.
Have you seen the tea bombs at all that are going around? The hot chocolate bombs, they were these little balls, like they were capsules that you would pour hot water or hot milk over and it would make your hot chocolate, right? They now
I've
have
seen
tea
those.
bombs. They're in sugar cases, and then they have one of them that I saw had a blooming tea, and I don't know how blooming teas work with hot water. I've always seen them done with like cooler water, but they have other ones that have like the little bits of like honey in them and a little bit of agave nectar and the tea bag itself, and then you get the sugar that just melts.
That sounds really good. My only problem with the blooming teas is they actually taste really terrible, but that might be just because they're largely made out of jasmine, which is not a tea I like.
I like jasmine a lot. I drink a lot of jasmine with honey, actually.
Oh,
I don't
well, then
drink
you might
jasmine,
like it.
but I like it enough to drink it at restaurants. Like if there's it, because I don't like green tea very much, and so I know jasmine tea is usually just green tea with jasmine in it, whatever, but.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer that one because at least it smells good when I'm drinking it. And if you dump enough sugar in it, mostly just tastes like sugar. And I love
It does.
sugar.
Yeah, it's really, it packs a punch if you got a sweet tooth.
I do, sadly.
I drink a lot of English breakfast tea too, just because I miss Scotland. And when I'm in the UK, I don't drink a lot of coffee. I drink more tea, just because it's right there and ready.
My favorite tea of all time is made by Harney and Sons, and it's called Hot Cinnamon Sunset. And if you like sweet things, it's great because it has so much cinnamon, clove, and I think it has orange peel in it or something, that it just is naturally very sweet. And it means I get to drink something really sweet without adding sugar. So I drink it all the time. I like it
basically
so much.
just mulling spices.
What? Oh, yeah, they are. You're right. I like it enough that I then went and bought the decaf version, which you can only buy online, in a huge bag so that when I don't need caffeine, but I want that tea, I can still just have that tea.
I bookmarked that tea. Thank you. I'm going to try it out.
I just got a ton of my favorite dryad tea, which is called Mama Dragon.
Yay, dryad tea. Speaking of local tea places, man.
That was actually where my $50 went because they had a New Year's sale that was like 20% off. And I was like, oh, that means I have to buy like 3 more bags, doesn't it?
You're like, okay, this is fine.
All right,
Sorry,
back. Are we
pull
ready?
my arm.
Are you ready, Luna?
Oh,
I'm not ready.
I mean, there's
I'm
still
ready
like 6 more minutes on my thing, but I can come back
Yeah.
and be seen.
And you can, and Chelsea, you can get that tea at Target if you want to.
I saw. I was just at Target today, which is a shame.
Yep, they're sold in metal tins, and I buy them.
Yay,
online.
metal! Yay, metal and not plastic bullshit.
Yeah, yay metal, because then I always sticks things in those tin like spaceship parts.
That's
Actually,
honestly why when I was at Office Depot, they had a thing of hot chocolate in 4 metal tins that was like 80% off. And I was like, well, hot
Right?
chocolate's okay, but not at $12 a thing. But at $4 for 4 metal tins and some hot chocolate, yeah, I'll do that.
for sure.
That's why I keep eating Altoids, is because I love the Altoid tins. Those are the best tins ever.
I
Well,
love
and I like
multi tins. But you know my favorite right now? This. It had
Walker's shortbread.
and it's
Yes, it did.
it's my dice container.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
beautiful.
god. I
That's
still have a
beautiful.
Crown Royal bag. I'm still very old fashioned.
I think
Yep,
I have one of those
exactly.
somewhere.
I have
totally,
the
I'm totally doing that.
I
That
have
is
the
exactly what I do
multi-pocketed
with mine
dice
too,
bag
Frank.
that I made as Christmas gifts one year for my entire D&D group.
That's so cute.
What was that, Marcus?
He's just saying he uses Altoid tin too.
Yeah, I use it for paint. So if I go to
Oh.
like conventions and such, I can actually do a little bit of painting there.
That's amazing. What kind of painting do you do?
Miniature.
Nice. That's hard. Good for you. Good for you. That's too much for me. Can do watercolor all day. Miniatures? Fuck no.
Yeah, I've got actually a really cool watercolor tin that I bought, which has those little plastic cups in them, the little size ones.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've been filling those up every time. And then on Fridays, you know how I'm with Pepper on Fridays
Mm-hmm.
for my show? Pepper actually makes watercolor. He like makes
so
custom
cool.
watercolors. So like my new captain for my new comic book, he's already crafted her skin color. So all I have to do is just hit the pot for her skin color. So because ultimately I want to make it so that I can just watercolor out like the first 4 pages of my comic for each issue, so that they're all in watercolor. But I didn't want to have to mix the skin colors and the skin tones because I knew that would make them different from page to page.
Mhm.
You know, because I'd have to make a new tone. So he's been custom crafting all of their skin tones based on the Copic number
That's
that I
awesome.
used for it.
That's so cool. And Nate plugged you today, by the way. I was complimenting him on I'm trying to buy a house, theoretically. But I saw the Geek Way home symbol and I was like, that is so fucking cool. If you ever want me to paint that for you, I will, because that is so rad. And he was like, yeah.
Nate.
Did you offer as well, guy?
Oh no. He's watching right now.
Is he? Yeah. He was like, I love this guy made this for me. I love it. It was really, really cool. And yeah, it was just super rad.
I think that'd be awesome if you wanted to paint it. That'd be great.
I just like painting things. So if it's white, black and white, I'll just take a brush to it. No problem. But I live my life clearly in vivid color. But yeah, it's really cool. I texted my husband and I was like, did you know that his logo has D20s on it?
Yep. He's a geek, just like us.
And this show is sponsored by Geekway Homes.
Geekway Homes.
Shall we get back to it?
Let's get back to it.
Let's go.
All right. So you guys are in the transporter room when
Before you go, who is in the transporter room?
So it's me, Hastings, and Marcus. Zolarina is running Smoke and Mirrors, Directive 1.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yep.
Proceed.
So the 6 transporter pads materialize 6 very, very heavily armored Romulans. So they are really heavily armored. And this guy, we saw him before, is the leader.
Cool.
And he steps off the pad and says, "So where are your documents?
What documents are you talking about?
The transit documents."
I
Please don't
told
look
you
very
on the
googly-eyed.
phone that we don't know where we are and we're having problems with our warp engine. It just
You're
blinked and
telling
we're
me that your entire crew doesn't know where they are.
Nobody knows where we are. Go ahead, ask. Go.
You know what? The easier thing for me to do is just to arrest you all, bring you back, and then we'll take your ship into
Or
custody.
what? No,
Hold
we
on.
haven't done
Wait.
anything wrong.
I'm gonna
You
can I
absolutely
make
did something wrong.
can I make a diplomacy roll here to calm this situation down?
Sure.
That's my job. I'm the diplomat. I don't know what to roll for this. I also have warm welcome, cultural flexibility, cultural studies, composure, and diplomacy. How many dice am I allowed to roll?
So you're starting out with 2, and let's
Okay.
call this insight and command
Okay.
for your roll. If you
Okay.
want to spend momentum or add threat, you can. If you can tie this to a value somehow, you can use your 1 point of determination that you have.
Let me look at where are my values listed again?
They
Why do I-
are on the
Below
left side,
your-
about midway down.
Yeah.
For some reason, my thing is only
So
showing
right
me one.
under your attributes and disciplines on the first page.
Oh, good God.
It's okay.
I should not have written things so long because now they are tiny. There are many ways to find a diplomatic solution, is one of my values.
All right. So tell me how you're going to tie that value into what you're saying here.
Well, I'm going in blind because we don't know anything about modern Romulan culture because they're in a totally different universe hundreds of years later. So I am going to, over the course of hopefully a longer conversation, be trying to look for the silent social cues given off by all species that help me determine the best way to communicate.
All right, I'll buy that. Do you want to spend your point of determination for this session to do that? Okay, so you are now. Do you want to spend one of the 2 momentum that you guys have?
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So
we
now
have
you're up to 4 dice to roll. Do you want to add threat to get a 5th die?
no.
No.
Aw,
No, Joe.
you guys are no fun.
My only
You're
other
having
thing
a really bad day and you come to the job upset and you're like, I don't know if I want to GM, guys. We'll let you have a threat, Joe. Until then, no.
Well, the fun thing about GMing is I can just add threat because the situation is bad.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's funnier to think that we have to negotiate with him to get threat.
All right.
So my threshold is a 14. One of the die was an 18, so that's not good. But the other 3 die were 6, 5, and 6.
Okay, I will give you 3 successes. So this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a little bit in advance. You have gotten this Romulan to ease back on his tone enough to listen to you. So go ahead and play out what you say to him.
I am so sorry for the confusion. When we were traveling, something happened with our warp core, and a bunch of the reactions we were working on in engineering went off at the same time. Everything's been full of smoke. We're all a little confused right now, and I can't remember much past like when we woke up and the record I kept, and I think that's probably true with everybody. I'd like to do a chemical analysis to see what's going on. We have engineering on it, but I know that sounds a little suspicious. So if you'd like to take a tour with us and see what's going on in the ship so that you understand that we're not committing acts of aggression, and then we can hopefully get on the way to wherever our ship needs to go, because we're not trying to cause conflict here. We do not mean to end up at this part of space.
Where did you intend to end up?
I don't remember.
Sure.
Just not here, because clearly we're not supposed to be here. So
Clearly.
probably not here. Yeah, that's it.
Right. So I'm just looking around here. This does not actually look like a Kobliad vessel. And you're certainly not Kobliad.
No.
In fact, none of you people are Kobliad. I don't even know, and he points towards Marcus and says, I don't even know why you're on this ship. And really, I don't know who you are, points to the captain. But you all look almost Terran, almost.
Oh, Taryn, yeah,
Wait, we're space orphans. We're space orphans. We're multi-generational space orphans. And that is why we look different, because our species has been kind of traveling for a long time. And I know that Terrans probably aren't a significant part of culture here anymore. So I just, it's because of our long lineage lines. We are mixed races that have been going for a long time. Thank you for saying that, because up until now I was very confused, because you look a little different than what I expected as well. But now that you've said that, I'm pretty sure that's why. Our ship is also quite old, which is why it has a lot of weird parts on it. We've just been going through the galaxy for a long time, and I do apologize for that. We try to stay out of everyone's way.
That was a heck of a save.
That is a hell of a cover.
That was a great save.
This is why you're the diplomatic attaché.
Chelsea's like, I'll set fire to the end.
I was like, Taryn,
Nope.
I know Tara. Going,
No, we don't.
I always imagine Hastings like reaching over, just like a clamp right in her.
No, we're not doing that right now.
Let's
We're not doing
simplify this.
That's not happening.
Oh.
That was a
I
great
don't
save.
know if you would have. I don't know if you would have heard of our traveling people. We try to stay to the more distant parts of space. We don't like to take part in military conflict. We are, for the most part, a pacifistic race. So we do apologize for being in your space.
Everywhere is our space. What are you talking about? How do you not know this?
Because we don't take multiple. We don't go to modern schools. We travel. I'm honestly surprised that you haven't run into us at any point. I mean, this is, we've been traveling for a very long time. We've never, at least in our history, and we don't have a long history because we only do written history, and that doesn't last as long. We really haven't had a lot of interactions. The few times we have, they've chosen to join our crews, and that's why Marcus and a couple of our other crew members look the way we do, because we have had Romulan people join us along our journey.
I still feel like we should take you in. Okay, well, what we'll do here is we'll just put a tractor beam on you, and we'll pull you back to the nearest station.
I understand.
That might actually be bad.
Well,
Yeah, I'm guessing Zolorine is still on open comms.
No, I'm on close
And-
comms, but
We would like to take. We'd like to take that guy with us.
I'm sorry. That is actually, we understand you needing to tractor us in, and I know this is a compromising situation,
He's a
but
defector.
what?
He's a defector.
No. 5 generations ago, potentially one of his relatives was a defector. He's not a defector. He's also a member of our crew. And while I understand you needing to take people in, go ahead and take us all in. Don't separate people who have peacefully lived among us for generations because of something their parents did. That's not something we support. We're not giving you any resistance. We are not armed. We are just here to talk to you, and we would appreciate it if, even if you bring us in, you respected that.
Oh. I can't afford you anything. Honestly, you're at my mercy. That's just the way it
Snaps
is.
him with her knife. No, she doesn't do that. She wants to, though.
Why can't I throw them in the fire? I really want to throw them in the fire. Can I,
I
throw
mean,
them
you
in the
could
water?
actually mention that we are on fire and that they're putting us on a tractor beam would be both dangerous for us and them.
Yeah, let's mention that. Hey, just FYI, our warp core is on fire right now. Putting a tractor beam on us is probably not a good idea, according to my head engineer.
Then just eject it. We'll tow you.
I'm not going to eject a warp core. We don't really have a way to trade or get the necessary parts that we need to replace that.
It might
We
also
won't
blow them up if we did that. I have concerns for their
Let's
ship.
do that then. Let's blow them up. Diplomacy stops working. She's all for violence. When it fails, someone's
Are you psychically telling me to blow them up?
murder
Okay.
them.
Let me
Let's
just
murder
connect
them.
to Zolarina. Please hold while I buffer.
No, I'm not telling you to blow
Murder
them
the
up.
wrong
I'm telling you. To be clear, Captain, psychically, I'm telling you, you could explain to them that if we ejected in this state, it might be ejected like in their general direction, and do they really want to be part of the blowback from that?
Or we could just blow them up and stop the conversation now because he's clearly going to take someone hostage on our crew and he's not listening to me. I've been very polite. So fuck him. Let's light it on fire.
I'm
Except I can't actually do that. It was just a threat.
Well, we'll find another way. You're creative. You talked about time and space. You took college classes. Blow up their fucking ship.
We're all sitting here just like twitching, like.
Yeah, that's a really great thing.
Well, this has been fun, but I think it's about time for us to return to our ship.
I'm gonna lock them off.
You're going to do what?
Yeah, actually, we could put up shields right now, and they couldn't be mad.
Let's pop up shields and say we need to talk.
Okay. I need to see
Oh no.
some rolls here.
Needs to see my
Guy-
knives. My knives.
Using the
like
ship's
situation.
stats that I sent you, there is crew stats on there.
Yep.
Your crew needs to make a roll of
That moment, we don't have any of our makeup.
daring and science
Excuse me, goodness.
using the ships. They can also get a ship die for
Sorry, give them extra dice. Don't
sensors
give them extra dice. Damn.
and security. Okay?
What do I need for stabbing him?
And okay, hold on a second.
I
Chelsea,
can probably blow up.
Who are you giving the order to raise the shields to?
I am probably going to send that to Zolarina psychically and have
Fine.
that happen without these guys knowing because I
That's
don't.
fine.
But I'm going to tell them, like, we really do need to sit down and talk. Can you wait and can you please just talk to us because we are lost and we need more
right.
than just this.
Zolarina, hold on. Zolarina, you need to make a daring and engineering roll aided by the ship's computers and security. And Chelsea, you can give her an assist
Okay.
using control and command.
Can we use the ship's talent of Dauntless?
Dauntless.
Because they're trying to intimidate us, and it is resisting that.
You know what? I'll give it to you.
Oh, please, Lord, because my control and my command is not so good because I'm new.
So whoever gets more successes is going to succeed.
Okay, and so you said, I got the ship's part. You said it was engineering and what for me?
Security.
Oh, I don't mention that. Those are both disciplines.
Oh, I'm sorry. Engineering and daring.
Oh, okay.
And I needed you one more time. You want me to do daring and what?
Daring and engineering for your guys. And your ship die would be computers and engineering.
I got a 14 on the die, and I needed to hit a target of 10.
Okay, you did
That's
not
not
help
good
her
for
work
you guys.
faster.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can wait before you finish rolling, Luna. You can also spend your last momentum or add threat.
Well, I already rolled, and so I'm not going to.
Okay.
You
Okay.
want that threat so bad.
I pondered it, but
Yeah.
I had 4 dice already, and I think I'm pretty good.
Okay.
So I got a 9 and an 11. Both of, actually, I'm not sure if the 11's under that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're under 12.
Under that.
And then the ship got an 8, and the dauntless die got us a 1.
So the dauntless doesn't give you another die. It would
Yeah.
make it.
I thought it
No,
said that.
it would make it, and I don't even think ships are supposed to do this.
Dauntless. Whenever you attempt a task resisting being intimidated or threatened, you may add a bonus d20 to your die pool.
Never mind, you are correct. Thank you. So the dauntless die succeeded, and the other die did not. Is that correct?
You said it was security plus engine plus computers, which is a 9. So an 8 does succeed.
Okay, so you got 4 successes.
Yeah.
Did the Romulan crew get
Actually,
4
no,
or
we
more
got 5
successes?
successes. 9,
So-
11, 8, 1. Yeah, we got 5 successes.
Okay.
The Romulan ship got an ace, so there's that.
You suck.
Then we got the officer on board got a 3 and an 18, so 1 success. So we got 3 on our side.
All right. So good news. You get the shields up before they can beam out the guy that's been talking to you, the leader.
Beautiful.
And you generated 1 momentum. 1 because you had 5, they had 3, so 1 to beat them and 1 spare makes it 5.
So what
All
do I
right.
roll?
With this rather fabulous thing, can I kind of make the shields shiny, like they're almost accidental?
If you want to spend your momentum that you generated,
Not as of yet, but I'm going to keep that in mind as a
that would have to
potential-
be something you would have to jury rig.
Mm.
They're not made to do that. Yes, you were
How
going to
does
stab
surprise
somebody. weren't you?
attacks work in Star Trek?
So the initiative is hot potato. If you make a surprise attack, I can either just say, sure, make your attack roll, or I can have you guys make some kind of a roll to see if he sees it coming.
I will
I don't
psychically
know.
start. I'm going to psychically tell Chelsea, please let me stab him. All I want to do is stab him. I hate him. I want to kill him. He's
But
very rude. I don't like rude people.
How about we just knock him out instead?
But I don't have one of those. I have a knife.
But there's 6 of them.
And they're
I'm-
well armed.
And
I
there's
still
one
have a
rule.
knife.
I'm gonna lead them towards the warp core, and I'm going to signal to Zolarina.
Well, we're still in the transporter room. I mean, as soon as he does the little beepy thingy to try to beam out and beepy and beepy and beepy and beepy beepy beepy, he's gonna figure out something's going down.
I mean,
Well,
I have
let's
a
just-
phaser and a knife. Does anyone have a smoke bomb? An explosive?
Marcus, what do you got?
Anyone? I would like to add explosive to my characters. I would like smoke bombs and explosives to add to my character inventory for next game, please.
You can replicate them anytime that you have time to go to a replicator, but you don't have time right now.
You should not have told me that. But thank you. That's good to know.
My thought is if like he starts freaking out, we're like, I don't know what's going on either. Like absolutely feign ignorance and see if we can get them to the warp core and then try to ambush them from there. I want to make them as frustrated as possible without stabbing us in the face.
I was about to
Because
say, at this
Then
point in
it's going to
time,
be
though,
more desperate.
I mean, literally, you guys have the moment of you see the guards raising their rifles. That's what you've got.
Yeah.
I want to stab them all.
How good is my psychic headbutt? Could I smack the crap out of everybody at once?
That would be exceedingly difficult to try to smack the crap out of 6 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I help?
one of the Romulans is going to shoot.
What?
I'll take the initiative.
This is, you know what? Fine. Fuck you. She pulls out her goddamn knife. Which one's got the gun? Which one has the gun, guys? Who is
all
it?
of
They
them
all
do.
do.
All
They
6
all
of them.
do. So we're in hot potato. Okay, hold up, guys. Hold up, guys.
Oh my God.
We're now in hot potato initiative. The Romulans have the initiative. And that Romulan is going to shoot. After that, one of you guys get to go.
I'm a doctor. I have utmost
It's
respect for
incorrect.
life.
I was talking about stabbing ahead of time, and he knew that, and he metagamed. So
Okay,
no.
I'm going to tell you this. You were talking about stabbing, and then you decided to open a telepathic communication with the captain to ask her whether or not you should stab,
Waiting for
Fine.
that.
and you ran out of time.
Fine.
All right, Guy, make
I
your
was
shot.
willing to wait for that for the knife to decide what you're going to do the knife because that would be your initiative. But I agree. If you're going to communicate with Chelsea, then that was your hot potato.
That's right. You're right. I can't argue with that. That's solid logic. Next time I won't confer with the captain. I'll stab
Right.
Yeah, because the captain
I'll
is a
just stab
doctor, and the
first and ask
captain does not
questions
want you
later.
to stab people because she probably has to stitch it up later.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because they'll be dead.
All right, Guy, to have your guard take the shot. Who is he shooting at?
I don't think he's going to be picky. He's going to probably. I feel like they probably will start taking pot shots at Brent. Because he's the defector, right? Although I think that some of them might be taking pot shots at. Well, as far as nobody identified themselves as the captain.
Yeah.
So the good news is they're not going to be shooting at Chelsea specifically.
So we can do one of two things. Either tell me who they're going to shoot at, or I will roll a die and we'll just
Roll a
determine
die.
randomly.
Yeah, because
All right.
I find that to be good.
Chelsea is 1,
Oh, okay. I was like,
V is 2, Marcus is 3, Brent is 3, and if I roll a 4, I'll re-roll it, okay?
Okay.
Stupid dice.
I was going to say a 4 should be Nick.
Damn dice.
no one. They shoot the wall.
All right, looks like he's
You know
shooting
what?
at
You did
Hastings.
that was on purpose because I have a knife.
Because I can
that
control
makes sense.
Google.
You drew a weapon. That makes sense.
I
It does
haven't
make
got
sense.
to draw my weapon yet because the captain is a doctor and she doesn't want to stitch people. So I didn't get to draw my weapon because she
It-
wants to heal people. She loves
It
them.
doesn't matter because he's shooting you now.
God
I
damn
think
it.
the funniest part about this, V, is that in the chat right now, Nate is like, see, that's what I do. That's totally what I do. He's like totally egging you on. He's
Can
like,
we post Nate's
don't do
comment?
that.
I was in private chat. I haven't seen what anyone else is saying.
Yeah, he's in the public chat there. There.
Damn it, Nate.
Okay. I
think we
hate to
have
say
any
this, but
makers
it
on
has
the show
been,
at all.
I think, probably a good year or something since the last time I shot at anything.
Well, I hope you
So-
missed.
You picked
Am I
the
rolling two
wrong Betazoid,
Yes.
friend. You picked
Like
the wrong one.
Stormtrooper. That's what I hope.
All right, guys, let's focus for a second. Guy, yes, you are going to roll daring and security.
Okay. And that is
Never asking the captain first again.
No, because I'm a doctor. I
got
have
an
it
8
utmost
and a
respect for
12,
life.
and the target was 12.
All right, so that is 2 successes.
Great.
Roll now your damage. Just use your box damage for everybody's.
Hang on, I gotta get my black dice. One more. Where's the other one? It's hiding in the little cup. It's like, we haven't been used in a long time. And
For good
I
reason.
don't know if we've got the box damage for him, so that's security for it.
No, down at the bottom, where the weapon is listed.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just how many deltas there are.
Well, there aren't any deltas down there, obviously, because that's not the way these character sheets are. These are cool character sheets, by
Because
the
it's
way.
a Romulan sheet. I stole it off
The
the
Romulan
internet.
sheets have no deltas. So is that the 8?
Let me look. Where is this guy? There he is. Come on, computer. Go hamsters. It is a 7 for the
7.
damage.
You got it. So I roll 7 of these guys, and we're looking for deltas.
Stars are damage.
Okay, stars are damage.
Stars are damage, and deltas are effects, or they convert to damage.
So we got 3 damage so far.
Ouch.
5 damage, 1 effect.
Okay. All right. So V, on your character sheet, mark off 5 stress and make sure you don't run out. Tell me when you run out.
Oh, goody.
And then, so for the effect, Guy, do you have an idea of what?
Question
Yeah.
first.
Yes, go ahead.
So right now I show, and I just want to make sure this is correct. I show that I have 10 stress total. Is that right?
So the check marks are non-existent. If the box is checked, you don't have that one. If it's blank, you have that stress.
Oh, I see. So I still have 10. Okay. Got it. And I took 5 damage.
Yep.
Great.
All right. And then, so basically what happens is you realize just at the last second that this Romulan is pointed a disruptor rifle at you and is moving like he's going to fire. And you manage to jump out of the way of the beam. But in doing so, you actually crash into the wall and hit your head.
Great.
So you're on your butt, and the back of your head hurts real bad. But at least you didn't get hit with the disruptor beam. Who wants to go next? It's Van Valkenburg's turn.
Oh, wait. No. Solarina can go first. It's fine.
I just have a question.
Yes.
So, you know how Cor and I kind of had that project to, quickly and safely knock out, I'm going to just call them the time bandits or the space bandits that we were doing. I feel like we would have probably put some of those chemicals in the place they were likely to beam in, just because that's the most obvious place for them to show up on the ship. I mean, it may knock out everyone, including my crew in that room, but could I?
I'd be happier to be knocked out than not. Like, I would have approved that probably instantly.
So Starfleet ships can pump anesthetizine gas into any room on the ship. If you want to do that into the transporter room, you go right ahead.
I think that makes sense right now since they're shooting in there.
Okay, so give me a roll because you're in a room that's on fire.
I would like to spend momentum since I'm familiar with having prepped for not this situation, but people we were expecting.
Sure. Give me a daring and engineering roll. The ship doesn't help you. You have to do this.
Okay.
But if you want to spend momentum, I will take one of your momentum, and you can add a third die. It is a difficulty 1 task. It's not hard to do. Do you want to spend the momentum?
You're pushing a button on a
I'd
console.
save it.
I'll save it then. Yeah, we've only got 2. So, of course, daring isn't my best skill, but 7, 8,
I mean, if you weren't in the middle of a combat with your ship on fire, I might let you use something other than daring, but...
I got an 8, which is less than a 12.
Okay.
But not less than a 4.
So you activate anesthetizine gas on the transporter room, and it is pumping in. It is not going to knock everybody out like that. It takes a little bit of time for it to fill the room and then for it to take effect, but it's on the way. All right. Bad guys.
Bad guys, one more shot
Sorry
at
if I
somebody
didn't make
random.
you
I'll take
lose
the
me,
dice.
Chelsea, but
It's better than nothing. Like,
All right.
we're in a no-win situation where things are usually better than usual. So that's me.
I'm going to get more
1,
whiskey
2,
since
3
I'm
in
knocked out
effect.
over.
So we're at 3 in effect, and 4, 5, 6 in an effect. 2 effects and 6.
Jesus.
So one of the effects turns into damage because I think you can only have one effect. So that's 7 plus an effect.
Do I
Yeah,
come in
7
with
and a-
no stress at all? Because there's some stress on my character sheet from last time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
healthy.
shouldn't have any stress. You should
You're
be
at
okay.
maximum stress. So your maximum stress is your fitness plus security.
Okay.
Oh,
So I got 11 on stress. Okay, so how much stress do I take and how much damage?
So we're at 7 stress for you.
Stress
Ouch.
stress is damage.
Stress, is
Stress
damage.
and damage are the same thing. So you take 7 stress and there's an effect. Oh gosh,
So
let's
just-
do
it
something
just
other
knock
than
her
falling
over.
on her butt. Yeah, but I just did that.
You just did that. You're like, let's come up with something else.
Let's do something else. The disruptor beam actually just barely goes over your shoulder. You actually can feel. This is why you get the stresses, because it nicks you, and then it hits the panel next to the door and shorts it out. You're not quite sure what damage that may have done, but you definitely, your ship is damaged.
Great.
All right, good guys.
Already.
Hastings, you want to do anything?
I do. I want to stab someone very
Go
bad.
ahead.
And after this battle, I want to go find a replicator even more. Throwing
So
knife.
I'm-
How does that work? How do I throw a knife at the fuckhead who tried to kill me?
Let's call it, in your situation, daring and security.
Sweet.
Hey, Joe, how do you do these dice in normal land? Because I actually have adventures dice, but I don't.
Oh,
think,
you mean if you don't have
I don't
adventures
think D
dice?
does.
So what you do then, either you can roll for her, or one of us can roll for her, or 1 does 1 damage, 2 does 2 damage, 3 does 0 damage, 4 does 0 damage, 5 and 6 are effects.
Gotcha.
What is it?
1, if you roll just a normal d6, a 1 does 1 damage, a 2 does 2 damage, 3 and 4 do nothing, 5 and 6 give you an effect.
Oh. Okay, so that's 13. Now, and this is just my bad for just make sure that I understand so focuses, those are just flavor, right? They're not, they don't do anything.
No, they do something. If you have a relevant focus, then any roll that is below just the discipline, so just your security, would get you 2 successes. Do you have a relevant focus?
I have espionage and infiltration.
I'm not going to give you either of those.
The rest
Yeah, I
of
mean,
them
really, the truth is, I think Nate's character and my character are the ones that would have relevant focuses because they're security officers.
that's fair. Yeah, I mean, those are my 2 cool ones. The rest of them are persuasion, cultural studies, composure, and diplomacy. So
Right.
unless those count, that's
Not
it.
for throwing knives.
Dang
So
it.
it's your straight up roll. An ace is still 2 successes, though. So if you roll a 1, that's still 2 successes.
I'm gonna roll my stone dice. It's tiny.
Okay.
And also irrelevant.
But cool.
I don't know how
Tiny
well it
but
rolls.
cool.
Okay, so I roll 1, correct?
You roll 2. Again, you can spend one of the momentums. You can add a threat.
How many do we have left?
2.
Can I please add a momentum to murder the Romulan captain?
We do have one last momentum, and this is a desperate action, so I would say yes.
Yes.
All right, that's a
point.
3rd die. You don't want to add a threat? I have plenty of threat right here.
We've already talked about this, Joe. When will we give you a threat? I want you to. I need to know you were listening. When are we going to willingly give you a threat, Joe?
When I cry.
And not every time. Once a night.
Again, what?
Okay.
Everybody gets
well,
one.
Everybody gets one. Okay, so I have a 13. The first one is a 15, so that does not succeed. The second one is a 12, and then the third one is a 5. Is that what
That's
is that?
2 successes, which is enough to
Really?
hit him.
Even if
I'm-
it's like right next to the fail safe. it's still a normal success?
Yeah, you either. So I set a difficulty. It's either difficulty 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And if you get enough successes to meet the difficulty, you succeed. This is difficulty 2, just because you're on your butt.
Yeah. Fair
If
enough.
you
You
get
met
enough over, that's how we earned all this momentum, because I
Right.
was getting a bunch over.
Oh, got it. Because I thought it, I was like, well, one of them's barely a success, and I'm used to D&D, so I was like, which means nothing. I get nothing.
No, a die either succeeds or it doesn't. Now, if it rolls a 20, that's a complication, and I can extend the complication range as low as 17 if it's a very risky thing you're doing.
Okay.
And if it rolls a 1 or under a relevant focus, then it's 2 successes. But neither of those apply. You got 2 successes. You needed 2. Roll your damage.
I
And
just
roll
have a
high.
quick question on that. If you extended the complication range down to 17 and my success place is 17, how would that work?
Then 17 would both succeed and cause a complication.
Interesting. Okay.
What do I roll for damage again? I've never told anyone before.
D6s.
D6s. Oh, hold on.
And it's going to be based on your character sheet. I'll just look at your character sheet real quick. Where are you? There you are.
And I just to check, I have a 7 in fitness and a 5 in security. So does that mean I have 12 in stress?
Yes.
Not 10, because I had 10 marked, but it's actually 12. Okay.
It's actually 12.
Okay.
Or it was 12 before someone shot you.
Well, it's not anymore.
So I don't see a dagger on your character sheet. I'm going to give it to you. I need to look up the damage. Give me just a second.
I think
Its
Nate
damage
actually.
is 7. Nathan gave it to me the night we played because he found out I was an assassin. So
Gotcha. Okay. So it is your security is 5. You're going to roll 6d6.
Okay.
Okay, because the knife does 1 damage plus your security.
Let me get out 66. I've got 1. See, every time I play a new role-playing game, I tell myself I'm going to be a very smart intellectual pacifist, and it always dies so quickly. Just,
I was thinking you were like going to say, every time I start a new game, I'm going to buy myself new dice, which is exactly what I do. I don't know what your problem is.
nice. My husband, when he found out I was doing this game, was like, so are you making a terrorist this time? And I was like, no, I'm making a diplomat. He was like, see how long that lasts. Okay, I have 4, and I don't want to make everyone wait while I fish out 2 more, so I'll re-roll 1 or 2. All right, I rolled a 6, a 6, a 4, a 3, and I'll re-roll the 2 nice dice. And well, fuck you guys then. And a 2 and a 5.
Okay, so you do 3 damage and an effect.
Cool.
What kind of effect do you want? If you sell something good to me, I will probably make it happen.
Ooh.
An effect is a simple thing like drops his weapon, falls on the ground, blows out a panel next to him, whatever. It's not going to do extra damage.
I just
Unless I'll sell you that. You can sell the effect for an extra damage. I don't know if that's legal, but who cares?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And how much? But that would be 3 damage, right?
I
Because you said
think you could do 4 if you have no effects. You rolled a 2. That does 2 damage.
Mm.
And then you rolled 2 of them that were either 5 or 6. So each of those
I
is
rolled
an effect.
2. I rolled 3. I would 1 5, 2 6s, a 4, and a 2.
So that's 3
You get
effects.
5 damage if you don't do any effects. You either do 4 damage in an effect or 5 damage. Your choice.
I'm gonna take the 4 damage so that the knife can hit him where his dick should be.
Okay.
That's it.
Is it there though?
I don't know. I don't know their anatomy. It's for me. It's not for him. I'm doing this for me. It's to
You're
make
like,
me feel
I'm
better.
mad.
I'm a doctor.
You know what?
hitting
She
it
doesn't
in
give
the
a shit. If she hears you thinking that, she's gonna look at you and think, and I'm not. And he's not dead yet. That was my move.
Okay.
Hold on a sec.
I feel like
Probably
the Bynards.
Probably just does
Whenever
nothing,
you and
like
I do
there's
this, I
nothing
feel like the
there.
Bynards. Like we have to stop every time and go.
I'm just not as fast as they are. Okay,
I know.
I'm good. I'm ready to go. Guy, are you keeping track of that guy's that
Yep, I
dude's?
just wrote it down.
All right, good. And he is going to lose his next turn because he's busy groaning.
So
The
question.
knife.
Do you mean he's busy groining? I'm just saying.
Yes. Hold on.
Wow.
The knife doesn't penetrate; it doesn't stick into him, but the hilt just rams right into his nads and
Oh, good.
falls to the floor, and he kind of crumples over. So he
Their
loses his
anatomy
next one.
is similar. Great. Good to know. I will remember that for later.
Guy, whenever you're ready, one of the Romulans is going to go.
Okay, hang on real quick. I'm actually typing back to you. I'm doing the Bynard thing.
Yep.
I am going to hold up my chocolate inspiration right now because it seems so perfect.
Nice.
Ooh, what is it? What does it say?
Dare to cross the
Dare
line.
to cross the line. Seriously, right? I'm only sad because Nate only gave me one knife. It's a bummer.
Next time you'll have 15.
Oh yeah. And smoke bombs, and also fire bombs.
There.
Welcome to ship.
We might have to start hiding some of this stuff in the walls.
All
in,
right.
convenient location.
Number 1 has fired. Number 2 has fired. Now number 3 is going to fire. You already established sort of a pattern. So I am just going to... yes, exactly, Joe.
Okay. All right. Are you going to roll the d4 yourself? Is that
I'll
what
roll the d4. I got a d4 over here.
That makes much better sense.
So, a 4. Ah, yay! It is a trifecta. It's going to shoot his friend.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
You wanted him to shoot at you?
No.
Who's
I
he
wanted
shooting
to
at?
shoot at anyone.
Did he
I
shoot
mean,
at
these Romulans are well trained. They have each separated their targets.
There you go. That's the definition, we'll say.
Yeah, that's what happened. Totally.
That's what
That's
happened.
totally what happened.
Did-
Just
did
now.
And we got a
Train
6
at
and a
the same
7, so
place
2
that the
successes.
Star Wars people train.
Yeah, couldn't they be trained like from the Stormtrooper Academy?
I would appreciate that. I wish that curse on them apparently didn't take.
Yeah. We've got a complication and nothing else, and 1. Oh, 2. You lucked out, Brent. 2 and a complication.
Wow.
So 2 successes?
Yeah, two hits.
Two
No,
successes.
They got 2 successes, a 7 and a 6.
Okay.
And then on the damage roll, it rolled all blanks and 3 complications. So
Three
it's
effects.
So or three effects. So you got 2 hits and an effect.
All right. So they actually hit you. Are you armed, Brent?
Yes.
They hit you in your phaser.
Wow.
That's kind of funny.
Ah, you hit me in the phaser.
Oh.
And that's a joke forever now. Just
It doesn't blow up.
But it knocks
It may
the
or may
phaser out.
not be damaged.
But you did still take 2 stress.
Yeah, you take 2 stress.
Oh man. Okay, I'm shooting.
All right.
Potato back.
Go ahead.
All right.
Let's call it daring and security.
Daring and security.
And actually, hold on one second. All right, go ahead and roll it, and then we'll decide if your phaser works with a random die roll.
Oh God.
All right. I
Do you
rolled
have
2 dice,
anything
right?
else?
You roll 2 dice. Again, you do have 1 momentum you can spend. You can add a threat.
Don't add a threat.
Oh, no.
For the love of
don't
God.
do it. What are the rules? Only when he's crying.
All right. So daring and security, got to get 15. There's a 10 and a 5.
Okay. What's your security?
Security is 4.
Okay. All right, so you got 2 successes. Would you like to be odd or even?
Let's go even.
You win. Phaser works.
Yay!
All right. Go ahead and roll your damage. Do you have the damage dice?
No, but if Guy would roll them for me, please.
Okay.
I will. What's your damage dice?
It says 7. I got phase pistol 7.
You got it. Rolling up right now.
Do you have a phase pistol or a phaser?
Phase pistol.
We've got.
Why do you
an
have a
effect, and
100-year-old weapon?
It's something from my family.
Okay, sure.
Space orphan.
gonna make you even madder because they shot it. Dang it, you people.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Good.
got 4
Yeah,
stress
bastard.
and 1 effect.
Four stress and 1 effect. Okay. You know what? These guys are awfully surprised by the fact that all of a sudden people they thought were going to be real easy arrest are shooting back at them.
Right?
So
They're really
this
stunned
guy-
by this.
Yeah, it grazes him, and he actually drops his weapon.
There you go. No weapon.
Well, what the hell? Phase pistols are 100 years older than phasers, but do more damage.
I'm gonna actually. I think I'll bring that up on the Star Trek Adventures forum because that
Yeah.
seems really strange.
That's probably a typo, but we'll go with it.
It may also be that phase pistols do have stun. Actually, Malcolm made a statement about that. This
It
is
would be
stun.
best
This
not
is
to
kill. Please don't
use
get
them.
them confused.
Yes. All right, Romulans.
Okay,
I wonder if
Romulans.
it's because they got a lot smaller and therefore less powerful.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll go with
So-
that excuse too.
Let's see here.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at phaser type 1, which is the little palm phaser. That's why.
Yes, that's cricket.
Yeah, noisy crickets.
Yeah, the crickets are great. Okay, takes another pot shot. Let's see if he actually succeeds. That one's pretty close, actually. Only 1 success.
Okay.
I think people are now they're moving and things like that. That's probably makes them harder to hit.
All right, sure.
Do you want to just say that he misses?
Sure.
Number 4 misses.
All right, now, Van Valkenburg crew.
Mhm.
You have crew actions. Somebody on your ship can do something, although everyone in the transporter room has already gone. Unless you have a transporter operator in there.
We would,
Probably
wouldn't we?
have an operator, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't gone though.
Oh, you haven't gone. Go ahead.
Yeah, you get them.
That lead dude.
Jabak.
I'm pissed.
Jabak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What you
get
doing?
inside his head and bang him the hell up.
Psychic headbutt.
Boom.
A psychic headbutt.
Let's call it daring and medicine.
Daring and medicine. Okay, let's see what those rolls are. Where's my
Do
sheet?
you
The good news
have,
is Romulan Vulcan physiology shouldn't be alien to you at all.
Absolutely
do you have
not.
a specialty in either of those physiologies under talents?
I have xenobiology as a focus. Under my talents, I have
Or
quick
focus.
study.
I'm sorry.
Under,
Well,
my
under
focus.
focuses.
I mean, I have physical sciences, life sciences, and xenobiology.
It's a stretch, but I'll give it to you.
Okay, so science and which?
Daring.
Nice.
No, medicine.
medicine.
Medicine and daring.
Medicine.
Basically,
Oh.
you're telling his brain to start bursting blood vessels.
Hey, buddy, you want to pop an eyeball for me? That's a 4, and I needed a 13.
Are you not listening?
Is
No,
that
you are
under your
listening.
thing? Does that become 2?
That's well under my thing. That
I
is
mean,
you gonna
Is it
pop-
under your medicine?
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, it's definitely under my medicine.
Okay,
My
so you got
medicine's
2
a
successes
5.
on the 4, and what was the other die?
I need to roll one more. Hang on. The other one was a 13.
which is a hit.
Yeah, barely.
All right.
Yeah. Anything you said you needed a 13. That is a 13. You're still one.
You're still good.
Okay.
These
Okay,
are on-off
so-
switches. It's not.
You got enough to succeed +1.
Sweet.
I'm going to bend the rules a little bit. You can either generate the momentum, or you can make it much harder for him to resist.
Make
Because
it
he is
harder
from a
for-
telepathic
I'm going to
species.
make it harder for him to resist.
All right, Guy.
Explode his
Have,
brain.
have that poor sap. Let's call it presence and security. And he is going to be at difficulty 3.
And like as she's doing this, she's gonna pop into his brain and be like, "We were peaceful. We were open with you. How dare you try to hurt us?" Bam!
Okay, so do we have any threat on this side?
No.
No.
Okay. So really, I may not be able to do this no matter what.
No, if you roll an ace, you will.
That's true. Well,
Don't
he
roll
also
it.
has the talent wary.
What does the description of wary say?
When the character attempts a task to notice or detect an enemy or hazard, he may re-roll 1d20. So that's useful.
Yeah, but you're not attempting a task to notice.
No,
an
I'm
enemy
really
or
not,
detect a
am I?
hazard, so that's not going to fly.
Let's see what happens. Nope. And with a 19, he ain't doing nothing.
Oh,
Okay, that's
That's an 11 and a 19. So we only had one success out of that 3.
all right.
Bork.
We haven't decided how much damage her psychic attack does. I don't know. How's 6 dice sound to you?
6 dice sounds great.
Do you want to roll my damage for me?
I'll roll your damage for you.
Make it good.
Oh, hey, good. We already got a 2 and a complication, and one more.
Okay, so we're at 3 damage and an
3 and a
effect.
complication. 4, 5, 6. 6 and a complication.
6 and an effect. Okay.
He's gonna get a migraine, the likes of which he has never seen.
So take 6 stress onto him. And Chelsea, would you like to influence his emotional state in a particular direction?
Yeah, I would like him to fucking cry and surrender like the tiny baby he is.
All right.
I make characters that these people want to just kill off.
I know.
This
He
is the
attacked
second
my
time.
people. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we were trying to be as peaceful as possible. I'm never the first to attack, but this is ridiculous.
All right. Romulans are up.
Okay, well, I'm going to call him disabled.
Okay.
He's just going to cry.
He
So,
is. He better cry like a baby.
like
How many-
baby,
How many Romulans have yet to go?
we only have number 5, who's alive.
All right. Number
So there's
5
only
is
one
alive.
more Romulan left on the platform. I mean, Jabak didn't go, but I think
Yeah.
he's going to be disabled now. So I feel
Fair
like
enough.
he'll just be crying for the remainder of the turn.
Fair enough.
So-
It is very embarrassing for a Romulan commander to break down crying in front of 5 of his own troops when he outnumbers his enemy 2-1.
Right?
However, it's
That said, this is what's going down, folks.
and now number 5 can see if he kicks your face or your balls into outer space.
Yep. Okay, that's actually got 2 successes, and
Who's he
going
shooting at?
against.
Yeah, who's he shooting at? Me?
It looks like it's going after V. She's like,
due to the
"Mm,
knife.
This just means I'm going to kill you extra, is what V's saying. I can hear it. Lots of extra killing going on. Actually, it's a pretty good roll for this. I mean, as in
That's not
only
good.
an effect and 2 hits so far, and 4 hits and an effect.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so mark off 4 stress and the effect. V, you are already on your butt, right?
Yeah.
And how much stress do you have left?
3,
3
4.
left.
4.
4
I
left.
put in 5 plus 4 is 9. Plus 4 is I have 4 left.
All right.
I'm actually kind of glad that I was kind of worried he'd kill you, and then I'd be like, "Oh, that would suck." Well, because they won't kill you; it'll just knock you out of the fight, And it's
If
like
she
that's
gets knocked out, I can bring her back.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I'm
they were set on dissolve, you'd know that by now.
Nah, they were set on tickle a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Because
So this
they're
is what I'm
guys,
going to say
not
is
villains.
you try to roll out of the way at the last minute,
Yeah.
but it kind of works because it just grazes you, and that's why you didn't take a full blast and go unconscious. But unfortunately, now you're face down on the floor.
Ooh.
So you're not going to be able to. Your next turn is going to have to either be spent crawling out of the way, behind something, or getting up rather than making an attack.
Can't I just shoot from the floor?
You're going to have to roll over and shoot. I would add a difficulty level if you're going to roll over and shoot from the floor, but we can talk about that then. Sure.
It's okay. There are other people.
I'm gonna add that fucking thread.
You have a Van Valkenburg crew member can go.
Who is left that's still up?
You may have a transporter operator, or you have bridge crew or people that can do
Oh,
other
right.
stuff on
The
the ship.
teleporter agent's still up, but who is up of the Romulans?
Oh, all of them are still standing, except for Jablok, who's crying.
One of them is holding his nads.
Yeah, that's right. Number 1 is holding his nads. So I just named them.
I mean, as far as I've seen, like if you get rid of the leader, you get rid of the command, and then people will usually surrender. But I don't know if my teleporter agent knows that. He's probably ducked down, freaking out because it's a scientist working in the teleporter room.
You can decide what the transporter operator does, and if you need a character sheet for a transporter operator, I'll put one in Discord chat.
I think our teleporter operators would be pretty knowledgeable to the fuckery we get up to on a daily basis, and they'll probably be more of a senior officer, which seems weird, but not necessarily.
I mean, they had to have clearance to be on this vessel.
Well, and considering all the crazy stuff that we've done, having to like pull us out of thin air and having all this crazy stuff, I wonder if he ducked behind, the console as soon as stuff kind of started happening, and maybe sneak around behind one of the agents and see if he can like choke him out.
How's that
Okay,
not
sure.
fast coming?
I mean, it started to come through the vents, but
Well, I feel like that probably wouldn't last. I mean, it wouldn't take very long for it to be in the room.
right.
And the
so
door's shut, so they're not going anywhere.
right. Well, we're still in first round of combat.
We're in
So
like the
she has
first
just flipped
minute.
the switch. This is all kind of simultaneous.
Yeah, so let me see if my teleporter agent can incapacitate one of the guards by sneaking around and try to choke one of them out from behind.
Okay,
Just
so
to-
I just put a stock transporter operator in chat, in Discord chat.
Okay.
Go ahead, and I'm going to just give it to you that he can. I'm going to give it to you that he can make the attack. I'm going to even out the fact that he's sneaking with the chaos. So let's call it a difficulty 2 action.
Okay. So what am I rolling? Fitness and
Fitness and security.
his security sucks.
Oh, he's a transporter chief.
Oh, I got a 1-on-1 die and a 4 on the other.
All right, that's 3 successes. That's 1 extra 1. Generates a momentum for you.
How much momentum are we up to?
You have 2 right now because you've been spending it.
Yeah, you guys have been spending it, so yeah.
We have
We've been meeting.
got you last time, yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Guy, can you roll
Um,
damage for me?
Unarmed
can.
strike is 1 delta plus his security rating.
The security is like 1.
Okay, roll 2 dice.
I'll roll 2 dice for you.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead and roll, Guy, but don't tell us the results yet. Chelsea, which one is he attacking?
He's probably attacking one of the guys that's in the back, kind of away from everyone else.
Okay, so
Kind of trying to grab one of the ones that's kind of out of sight. You know what I mean?
It's a
Because if they're
transporter room.
staggered
There's
a little
really
bit.
a lot of space.
yeah, there's
That's fair.
no out of sight.
So probably just the closest one to him.
Okay,
That'd be number 5.
In that case,
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, I rolled.
Okay, go ahead and tell us the damage.
Okay, it was 1 complication, 1 damage.
It's 1 effect, 1 damage. So take a stress, and he doesn't choke him out, but he does knock him on his butt, so the guy's down.
Cool.
Now, Guy, are you keeping track of where these guys' positions are and the effects that have hit them?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now it is the commander's turn, but he's busy crying.
He'll cry. So he's
now,
going to I'll roll on crying. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure.
He cries well.
He cries well. Now it is your turn again. So you have 1 more Van Valkenburg crew action before we start round 2.
Okay.
Can I shoot? I have a gun. Can I shoot the
You've already gone this round.
We've all
you can only go once. That's right.
You can go once around. Yeah.
Around. I forgot about that. Okay.
Bridge crew. I would say bridge crew. Maybe one of our bridge crew members was alerted by Zolarina. Do you think we should try to warp out of here?
I don't think we can. We're like, isn't our engine a little on fire?
Yeah, that's fair. Can we scramble their comms like a massive glitch has happened essentially?
You do have a communications officer.
Let's make it look like our ship is freaking the hell out and malfunctioning. Like the warp drive is, on fire. Our shields accidentally flickered on, kind of thing. All of our comms are scrambled and their comms.
Okay.
That actually shouldn't be a huge problem because we have generated a ton of phase variance already.
Sweet.
But phase variance doesn't really affect most stuff.
Oh, okay.
Your communications officer
for it, they're not going to see it. So,
yeah,
that's fair.
Your communications officer is Robert Jones. I gave you a character sheet in Discord chat before the game. Okay. So go ahead and find
Let me grab Robert.
And we're going to call this Daring and Science.
Robert Jones, Spear Wang, Norma.
He's my engineering officer? No,
he's your communications officer.
Where is he?
I'm not seeing Robert Jones. I have stock engineer, stock science, stock con.
Oh, wait a minute. That is because he doesn't have a character sheet. He's a stock communications officer.
Is that stock con or something else?
Yeah, use stock con.
Okay, the stock con. All right, let me.
All right, so let me look at this.
Really blank.
That's okay. He's got attributes and disciplines, so we're
good. These stock characters have nothing but attributes and disciplines.
Yeah, it's just easier that way. All right, what are we gonna roll?
You can make it daring and con.
Daring and con. Oh.
And the ship will give you 1 die using communications and.
Luna, can you roll for the ship, please?
Sure.
Since you've probably still got that up.
We'll call it communications and engineering.
I'm gonna have him make it look like it's flickering, like comms are on, comms are off. Comms are on? Question mark? No, they're on.
Are they going to be off enough to prevent a transmission and just flicker on for a fraction of a second? Or are they going to be?
It's going to look like a massive glitch, like something is going frickin' wrong. So they can't get a message out, but it keeps flicking up for like a second, but never long enough for them to send anything. Like it just looks like a shit show.
Here's how I'm going to do this.
Okay.
It is going to be a difficulty 2 task to make it happen.
Okay.
And a difficulty 3 task to make it look like it's a malfunction.
Ooh, okay.
You have 2 momentum. You may spend either. You may add threat, or if you can think of a value, you could use your determination because you haven't used it yet.
Let's see. For me, I have a value of seeing too much to be surprised, so I think we would have planned for something like this in this case.
I'll buy it.
Okay.
Technically, we're cheating because I shouldn't be using Lupine's values on that character, but I'm going to assume you trained your crew. I'll give it to you. Doesn't matter anyway, the way she rolled. Did the ship get anything there, Luna?
So he got a 7.
Under a 9.
He got a 7, but then he crit failed.
All right. So you have a success. The ship has a success. It works, but now you have a complication.
Oh, I thought that meant you could have a nice shiny thread, the one you wanted all night.
I could do that, but I think it's going to be more fun to make a complication.
Fine.
Okay.
complications are
I
one
know
of
what the
those
complication
things
is,
that's read on, so.
and now we're ready to move on.
Oh, good.
Could I? No, I can't spend a momentum at this point to try to make it better.
The ship has sailed. It's too late now.
Yep.
Really, we should just fix the warp drive, as is always said in Star Trek in most episodes. Get the fuck out of here. Fix the warp drive. Do we need a new warp coil?
I mean, on the bright side, we probably have a warp drive that's better than theirs because we're from a bit in the future. But yeah, we would have to get it, working.
All right. We are at a new round now.
Oh gosh, yeah.
All right. I am going to give it to you guys. You may go first. Who would like to go first?
Do you want me to work?
Brett, did you say you wanted to go first? Or Marcus, did you want to go first? No. Sorry, I thought he thumbs
Either
up.
or.
How is the gas, just as an update, how is the knocking them out with nitrous going?
So the gas is just starting to flow. All the last round all happened simultaneously.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so she has just flicked the button.
Let me go. Let me see if I can get this commander to back the fuck down. I'm gonna bonk him again.
Okay.
And tell him, you guys need to stand down because you are now in my world. And I offer you no consideration.
Yeah.
All right, so
right.
I'm going to give you a choice here.
Okay.
Because you've already made some inroads. You may use your presence instead of daring on this one. It's your choice, presence or daring.
Oh, I definitely want presence.
Okay.
So presence and
medicine.
Medicine. Okay.
Presence and medicine.
I got a 15 and a 16. I needed to hit a 15.
Are you trying to just influence his emotions, or are you trying to headbutt it?
I'm trying to influence him to make his men stand down.
Okay, and you got one success?
I am intimidating him. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give him a roll. You got one success. I'm gonna give him a roll at a complication range of 3.
Okay.
Because he's already crying.
He's
go ahead, guy.
Get together to even do this.
Yeah.
What do you want me to roll?
Let's call it command and daring.
Okay. 1 success.
That is not enough.
That's not enough. He thinks
he
she's
loses.
a demon.
Yeah. All right. On his turn, you can react according to the emotions that she has directed you. And Romulans are up. I'm going to say one thing. Guy, you can pick when that dude goes, but he doesn't go first.
Okay.
At least one Romulan needs to go first.
I'll just go down the line. Number 1, starting with number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. It totally just did what yours did. 4 and 4. Okay, then 1. So going after Chelsea. Oh, but a lousy roll. 1 success.
Okay. We're at the 2 successes to hit this turn. Everybody's at 2 successes to hit because everybody's moving.
Oh, he misses. Second turn misses.
Second.
Van Valkenburg, you're up.
Who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay.
I will.
said in the chat to call for a security team, but that door might be broken because one of the phasers hit the door.
Okay, so who's going to call for the security team?
Well, that's what we were trying to see, and that's what we're thinking about. But
okay,
I don't.
You guys, one of you can do it as your action, or one of your NPCs can do it as their action.
So we
But go
can.
on. I think Hastings is going.
Yeah, but should I call the security team? Probably. Anyway, she pulls out her phaser and she aims it at one of the people who's still alive. And does
Okay.
that instead because she's not responsible.
Is she firing?
Yeah.
All right. You have an additional difficulty because you're on your face. You have to roll over, aim, and fire. So your difficulty range is.
I thought that my one turn was me rolling over. What happened?
You threw a
That
knife
would be
last turn.
now.
Oh,
Last turn you threw a knife. You got shot. You fell on your ass. You threw a knife. Then you got shot again, and you rolled onto your stomach.
Got it. Okay. In that case, I'll call for the people.
All right.
Sorry.
I will give you. You can roll over at the same time as you call for security if you're
I'll
not
do
making
that.
an attack.
While holding
Okay.
my head, groaning. I don't know.
Fair enough. All right. She has summoned security. Romulans.
I'm going to continue down the line. I wrote Jabak into my numbering sequence, so I'll just leave it as it is, and he'll move whenever we get to that step.
I think he's
I like
pretty
it.
late in the game too.
He is, but that's okay.
No, it's not.
He's not. You want him to do next. Okay, the next one misses, so that's good. So just disruptor bolts.
Everybody's like, ah!
All right, Van.
Guess it's my turn to shoot again.
Yeah.
God. What am I rolling for, Joe?
Oh, you're shooting again. We're going to call it daring and security.
All right. Daring 11, security 4, so 15 or below. Oh, 20
Okay, 20 is a complication.
and 17.
Okay. So you miss and your phase pistol is now inoperable. You squeeze the trigger, it makes a very strange yeah. And it's kind of one of those sad ones that
Oh no.
All right, Romulans.
All right. This is number 2 in line. He'll fire. Oh, a 4 and a 7.
Didn't
Two
we
hits.
get through number 2 already? Shouldn't we be on number 3?
Oh, we're on number 3. You're right.
What's
number
you
3.
doing?
Well, it's marked on a silly thingy,
You have one job.
right? Going after
Yeah.
V. And let's see what we do. And there's that. Oh, that was junk. So only does 3, but does a complication.
An effect?
Yeah, or effect. I'm sorry, effect.
3 with an effect. Okay.
There are a lot of words in this game, and
I know, I
apparently
have the same
remember-
problem. For today I have them straightened out. The day we did the tutorial, I couldn't keep my
Yeah, I
head straight.
couldn't remember any of them.
Yeah. All right, so V takes 3 more and an effect.
I have
You're-
one left.
You're back on your stomach because you had to roll out of the way of this one, and when you did, you actually hit the foot of the transporter control console with your head.
Oh.
That
So
sounds
you're
great.
laying face down in a lot of pain with 1 stress before you lose consciousness.
So I have a question with that actually. So I should have 12 stress total, right? So for some reason under my stress, 10 of them had X's through them and 10 of them were blank. So I tried.
Ignore that because we start healthy. Actually, I had asked that earlier. Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
earlier.
but it
You
did
should
get
have
extra-
12.
Yeah. So the problem is I left the 12 open, right? But now, so the first 10 made check marks, but now they're giving me X's again.
It doesn't
So-
matter as long as you know.
Okay. Cool.
That's just how I think the character sheet is set up so that it's blank or you check it, and then when you hit it again, it turns to an X. As long as you know how much stress you have left, I don't care how you work it.
Okay.
Okay. Van Valkenburg, you guys are up.
Luna.
Okay, so
She's not in the room.
we are dealing with. Well, I have two options. I mean, Hastings at a good point. Has security been automatically alerted to this situation, or is that something we have to do?
Hastings did it.
Okay.
She rolled over, hit her communicator, and said, "More security to the transporter room. More security."
Okay. And I know that the is going to take time. I think I need to work on trying to get our warp drive, reasonably functional again.
All right. Give me reason and engineering.
And I guess my question is, should that be me or should that be like Nessa?
You can roll it from Masath. Take the turn from Masath if you want.
Okay, I think that's
Reason and engineering, apply any focuses or talents. Let me know what they are. And you can apply one of the two: momentum, add threat, or use a determination. I shouldn't give determination to an NPC, but I'm going to give it to you.
okay.
He's just trying to butter us up for what are those, the threats. He just wants us to feel good and give him a threat.
So you said we do or don't get the ship's help on this?
Nah, no ship. You're trying to fix the ship, so.
Okay, that was determination and sorry, it wasn't determination. It was engineering and I'm sorry, I didn't catch the other
Reason.
Reason. Okay, she's good at that. She's got a 15. So that's 2 dice. And we could get a third with her determination. Let me see if that's something that would apply. I mean, she's got for every problem there is a solution and prove I'm qualified to be chief engineer. But I don't know if either of those is all that.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do 3 then. A 10, a 7, and a 12. And all of those are below 15, but none of them are below 5. So.
Okay. You think you know what's wrong with the warp drive, and you're fucked.
Oh.
It's going to take several hours to repair the warp drive. You don't know what's wrong with the jump drive because it's still on fire.
I think we should probably work on putting that not on fire because we really do have plenty of smoke happening.
Yeah.
And they didn't come down here to inspect, so they just started shooting each other.
Well, they did go there
I
to
tried
inspect,
to
but
do
they're
that.
not inspecting anymore.
Well,
I tried to bring people in.
I should say they didn't come down to the warp area to inspect. They just started shooting people up there.
True.
So keeping this on fire just to be like, hey, you want to inspect our fire? Isn't actually that helpful.
True. Okay. Romulans.
All right. This is where Jabak says,
Finally.
So
So,
Jabak starts shouting something. You definitely hear the word surrender. We surrender, and he's crying. It's kind of hard to make out what he's saying, though, because he's weeping.
He's weeping. So that's his turn. Pass it back to the van.
Yeah. Who's up on the van?
Teleporter, dude.
All right. Who hasn't gone?
Zolarina hasn't, unless Saul was my turn instead. But
so I'm going to take Saul as one of the NPC's turns because you get an equal number of turns to the bad guys. So Zolarina can go. Brett, have you gone? Oh, yeah, your phaser blew up. Okay.
It didn't blow up. It died.
It just went. All right. So it sounds like you guys are down to just NPCs. How many Romulans are left, Guy?
We've got 1 and 2. So number 3 and number 5.
Okay.
Or number 3. I'm sorry. number 3, number 4, and number 5. So we've got 3 left on
We've
our
got
side.
3, which means
Yeah, I just wrote miss on the wrong column.
Okay, so
The
you still
drawback
have
of having a post-it note for all these notes.
you have 2 NPCs that can go. One of them is up now. Van Valkenburg.
Well, I guess I'll go
Or
as
Zolarina can go, yeah.
B. We have a warp drive.
Eject the warp drive.
We are not ejecting the warp drive. No fucking way.
I don't think we even can.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that the jury-rigged system we use would be easy to do that with. And if I was going to, I'd make sure to be aiming the ship right at their ship when I ejected it, because yay, dilithium in your face. What about our other systems? So we know the warp core is a bit on fire, and so is a bit broken, and so is the jump drive. What about the regular power or the regular whatever those are called?
So you still have impulse engines, and they generate power that can power the ship. You can still use weapons and shields and communications and life support. Your other systems are running. You're not going to have quite as much power because your power is coming from impulse rather than warp. But you're still and actually it's impulse augmented by batteries. So you still have full power for a limited time.
Gotcha. Okay. So at least we know we can try that, but I suspect we won't be able to outrun them on impulse.
Well, the Romulans of this era in the Prime universe had warp drive of some kind of faster than light travel, so they can outrun impulse easily.
When these guys approached us, and maybe this is something that would take my turn to calculate, how fast did they do so?
You will have to spend your action reviewing sensor logs, because no one was paying attention when they arrived.
That is totally fine. I think that's what we should do.
All right. This is a difficulty 1 task, but you may use momentum, add threat, use you used your determination. Let's see. How are we going to do this? We're going to call it reason and science.
I never realized how much those are cat lizards.
I know.
Cat lizards.
That's my 17, so I'm just going to roll the 2 dice.
I know.
Okay.
She's a bald cat lizard too.
That makes it even funnier.
That's a 9 and a 1.
But adorable.
Yes.
All right. So you have generated 2 momentum.
Mhm.
You may want to spend 1 to get some more information.
That always seems like a great idea.
All right. So, as you review your sensor logs, the ship arrived at standard warp factor 9.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's quite a bit below transwarp, which we have, right?
Well, so lower speeds of transwarp are actually slower than standard warp factor 9. Hang on, let me look at the chart and I'll tell you how fast transwarp has to go faster. 27 minutes. Basically, you need to hit transwarp 8 to go faster than standard warp 9.
Oh, okay. And what is our max warp when we're actually working?
Transwarp 9.
Oh, okay.
And since you spent the actions, as you review the sensor logs, something comes to your attention, and that is your long-range scans. Which I have just put into the share screen.
And I'll add it. More.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
That's very not good.
I think I am going to. Well, Chelsea, are you still connected to me? Actually, maybe.
Probably, like, considering
Yeah, you probably.
Everything that's going on? Probably not, because I bought this bastard.
Then I'll just do whatever comes. Captain, we might have a problem.
Great. I don't know how we're going to get out of this one.
Well, hopefully you'll
Luna,
then allow me to.
each of those grid squares is 1 light year, if that helps you.
But I can presume that if this one had Transwarp 9, all of those theoretically do.
Yeah, that
It had standard warp 9.
Right, standard warp 9, then I'm going to presume all of them do as well. In which case, they're what, 20 minutes out?
Hold on, I'll tell you. Okay. The closest one is 6 light years away. That's 12 minutes. The next closest is the Starbase, which has a whole fleet there. They're 14 minutes. And then you're at 16 minutes and 18 minutes. That's assuming that they power up and go to warp 9.
We have, Captain, we might have a problem about 12 minutes out. Just FYI.
Okay.
On the bright side, impulse engines are still working.
Impulse?
Yeah, it's not going to get us much of anywhere.
Can we disappear somehow?
We don't have that tech. Presumably, these guys do. That's going to be fantastic.
Oh, fudge. How long until we can jump with our warp driver? Are we screwed?
According to Commander to Saul, it's or the South rather, it's going to be several hours if we're lucky, and the other drive is a little still on fire, so we haven't even assessed it yet.
I don't even know where to begin.
I just figured I'd warn you. On the bright side, the room should be making everyone sleepy fairly soon.
Yeah, but we can't project that out into space.
Or can you? No, you really can't.
I mean,
But,
like,
you know.
I just don't know what we can do to avoid getting obliviated at this point, because everybody's coming in. We've got nothing. We have no engines. We can't.
So you have no idea what the technology level of these ships are, but they are 20 years in the past from your timeline. However, the problem on long-range sensors is not your most immediate concern, because right now there's Romulans shooting at you.
Right. I just wanted to let her know that she had,
Other problems.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Big problems, though.
So...
Well, we also have time to prep some stuff, and I theoretically heard somebody talking about smoke bombs if she did that out loud.
Romulans are up.
Okay. Number 3. Oh, that's a miss. Never mind.
Okay, 3 misses.
I thought they
Disruptor fire all over the
because our
place.
leader did.
To be fair, yeah, well, maybe, but he's just a sissy now crying, so, like, they don't care. They're not listening to him. He's a wimp. So, maybe they didn't even like him anyway. So, anyway, yeah.
Van Valkenburg, you're up.
So can we have our security team try to something security something?
Security is on the way, and I'm going to give you that you probably had them close by, so they can burst in right now.
Chelsea, you think that's a good idea? Because I'm thinking that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea right now. If they can get in the door, I'm just worried that that door got shot by a phaser and might not open, and it's going to create more freaking problems to them shooting into the ship.
Do you want your security team to try the door?
Yeah,
that
might
would
as
make
well.
sense.
All right, Chelsea, odds or evens?
Odds.
Evens. You hear feet outside, and then you hear boom, fuck, as the security guard hits the door at a full run.
Damn.
I've actually seen that in blooper reels. It's fun.
Yep.
Like,
It was the same blooper reel where Uhura grabbed Kirk's ass.
Yep.
but I was gonna say the doors in the actual thing are probably merely made out of like wood and cardboard, whereas ship doors would be like titanium.
Needless to say, Michael Dorn is a big guy.
Yeah.
Should they
And
have
watching
to
Worf go boom right into a door.
It probably shook the wall.
survive?
It shook the wall. It shook the set.
All right, Romulans, you're up.
All right. Number 4 is firing. Oh, absolute miss. Luckily not a 20, but nope, nothing.
Okay, Van
Okay,
Valken.
so I think really the truth is V is on the ground, so
Yeah.
she's actually harder to hit. And
Sure.
I think that, I mean, I'm just going to say that this makes logical sense. They were pretty good in the first round, and here in the second round, they're like shooting at the ceiling or something.
Well,
So I'm just going to assume that now that they're all prone, now that
They're harder to
everybody's
hit.
prone, it's harder
Sounds-
for them to hit you guys.
sounds good to me. Van, you're up.
Who hasn't gone? Who do we got? We got our comms officer.
This is a new round, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
How many Romulans are left, Guy?
We've got one Romulan left.
Okay, so this is the Van Valkenburg's last turn on round 2.
Oh, we still got that communications guy.
Yeah, you can have anybody on the ship do anything you want them to do.
Let me try and have him scramble communications again.
They're successfully scrambled.
They are okay.
Yeah, you were not successful in making it look like a
it was a
glitch, but it
glitch.
did scramble communications.
What else can I make this ship look like it's glitching the hell out? Let's turn the lights off and on. Let's make this look like this thing is about to go nuclear.
Okay,
How about that?
Masath is gone. So give me, do we have any other named engineering officers?
I don't think so, but I got a standard engineering here that you gave
You
me.
have Peter Hunter. You can use him or a stock, whichever you prefer.
Let me see if I can find Hunter. Here he is. Cool. All right. What am I rolling?
Oh, let's call it reason and engineering.
Reason and engineering.
And
How
I'm going
much?
to give you the ship as an assistance.
How much
with-
momentum?
You have 3 momentum available.
Let's
And I'm
spend
gonna-
one.
Okay, and I'm going to give you the ship with computers and engineering.
All right, Luna, you got that one?
yeah, that's a 7.
I needed to hit fucking son of a bitch. This die is going away. I got a 5 and a 20. Let's roll the last one. That's a 16. I needed to hit a 12, so I only have 2 successes. Fuck me.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Shit.
That
It
died.
was
It's not helpful either.
Never
It's
to be
10
touched again.
7.
Are you
All right, so
fucking
2
kidding me?
successes and a complication from the 20, and no help from the ship. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So your ship is actually starting to drift a little bit because you've managed to set the thrusters to just fire randomly a little bit, and lights are flashing on and off. And if you were looking at this ship, you would think that ship's fucked.
Okay.
So you think you've got a pretty good ruse going. Last Romulan.
All right, last Romulan. Okay. Yeah, 16 and 18 miss. Just saying.
You're not wrong. That would be one way to resolve it.
It would. That's why it's a good thing they don't have them there.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that Romulan misses, and we are at round 3.
Do I get a bonus die for the cat?
Yeah. All right, round 3. Van Valkenburg's going first. Who wants to go first? As we do this round on everybody's turn, I'm going to need... there's not very much. On everybody's turn, you're going to roll 2 damage dice and take that much stress from the anesthetizing gas.
That's not good.
Oh, only the people
But-
in that room.
Only the people in that room, and that does include the Romulans. So, Guy, you got to do that too.
And that's on your turn, or that's just
Round three, what?
when that character goes, you roll the dice before you go.
all right.
You roll
I'll
the
go
damage before
ahead
you go.
and I'll gamble with my life first. Well, my consciousness, I guess I should say.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be knocked out. No worries. So, let's see. I rolled a 4 and a 6.
That's a fair risk, but at the same time.
You will take 1.
I'm
One
unconscious.
stress. You're unconscious. All right, Romulans.
Okay.
You know what? V, I'm going to give you this. It was an effect, not a damage. Would you rather have something bad happen to you rather than take the stress? And that would give you the chance to make one last desperate action before you pass out next turn.
She has a concussion, probably.
Means I accidentally shoot Chelsea or someone.
No, it won't. It wouldn't be that bad. Something
Sure.
inconvenient has to happen to you. I'll even let you pick something as long as it's reasonable.
All right, fine. I'll do that. Let's see. I will turn myself over, get ready to shoot, and hit my knee. No, that's not really a damage. That's just what I do on a day-to-day basis anyway. I don't know what a good damage thing would be for something like that. I'm trying to think because I'm turned over.
It's not going to do anything that's going to damage you. Instead, it's going to make your life more difficult. Something like you're already face down.
Yeah.
I guess maybe something like you're stuck underneath the 2. You know, the transporter control has 2 legs, and you're kind of wedged between them and can't quite move. So
Sure.
anything you do is 1 complication level higher. How's that?
Let's do that. I think that sounds great.
All right. So you're at a complication of 3
Ooh.
because you're wedged under there. And
Great.
all right. So what are you going to try to do?
I'm going to try to shoot the guy who would be easiest for me to hit.
Okay.
Because I'm not good at visualizing where people are standing. So just the one that's like not a trick shot.
Easiest shot. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll it. Remember, you need 3 successes. You do
Okay,
have
good.
2 momentum. You can add threat.
And I roll. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this attack stuff. I always roll 2 dice. Is that right?
You do always start with 2 dice, yes. And in this case, it's going to be fitness and security.
Okay, so that's 12. So I would need to get a 1. So are people okay with me using a momentum? Like what are we
How
feeling?
much do we have now?
You
2.
have 2 right now.
2? Go ahead and use one.
Sweet. 3 die.
Correct.
That's a 3rd die, right?
Correct.
And we just lost Brent.
Come back,
Oh.
Brent.
No.
Oh, Brent.
Did he get disconnected or?
Probably.
He's back. I got it back in. Haha.
Oh, sorry. I got.
Welcome
Ch-
back.
Chelsea and I are warring over who can add him to the stream fast enough.
It's
I got a 5, an 11, and an 18, so it does not work. It's a bummer.
5. No, that sounds good. 5 is a success. What's your fitness plus security?
It's 13. 7 plus
Okay,
5.
so the 5 and the 11 are
12. It's 12.
It's 12.
Yeah. So I have
But the
2
11 is still
successes.
1.
but I need 3 successes, so it didn't
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
So it didn't work. Okay. All
Bummer.
right. Do you have anything that will give you a reroll?
I don't know.
Check your talents. I don't know what you have. You might not have anything that helps.
I don't think so. I've got empath, cultural flexibility, warm welcome, and follow my lead, and I don't think any of those give me rerolls.
No, none of them do.
That's okay.
Security's 5. You know what? I'm going to give this to you.
Really?
I
Okay.
didn't before, but I'm going to give you the infiltration just as a boon. And I'm just going to say that finding yourself wedged under the transporter and trying to shoot actually is really a position that you have found yourself in an infiltration training exercise. And so that gives you the extra boost to get you the third success. That 5 now becomes 2. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. And damage will be how many d6s?
Where's your character sheet? It is 8.
Okay, that's what the number next to it is. Got it. All right, figured it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm using my awesome metal dice, but they're so hard to read, but they're so cool.
I love my metal dice. Except that I realized that I just now looked at this. My foresighter is like sharp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this is seriously caltrop.
My other gaming group cries when I use the metal dice because they always ace.
Oh, nice.
And I stopped using them as a GM because it was brutal.
Can I please have a Savage Worlds wild die for this from now on? Because
Yeah,
I wild die.
wild die.
Yeah.
2, 1, 2, 2 3s, a 1, a 5, a 5, a 3, and a 4.
All right, that's 3 damage and 2 effects, so that's 4 damage and 1 effect. You can choose to convert your effect into the damage if you don't want to do anything special with it.
I'll just
If
put
you'd
it
rather
in
do-
damage.
Okay,
You
fine.
aiming at the same person you aimed at before, correct?
Whoever is easiest to hit, because I'm in a prone position.
Yeah. I'll just randomly roll. There are 6 people out there. You hit number 4.
Huzzah! Was it the one that I hit initially?
No, that was number 1.
Damn.
And how much did we do?
5 damage.
Okay.
All right, Romulans.
Romulans. We're just going to go down the line. This is the first attack on turn 3. Oh. Ha! An ace and an 18, which is still 2 hits.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Going after Brent. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Out. No
Brett, before
complication.
you take that damage, roll 2 damage dice for that Romulan breathing the anesthetizing gas and see what happens.
You want Brent to do that?
No, I want you to do that for the Romulan.
Okay. 2 damage dice. Got an 1 hit and 1 whatever
Effect?
that is, complication.
Okay, he takes 2 damage from 2 stress from anesthetizing gas. Is he still awake?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
He's
then
not
Brent
down a lot.
Brent takes the damage. We can't hear you.
9 damage, right?
9 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot.
Yeah, he hit Brent
4.
pretty square on.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
You still up?
Yeah.
All right, who's that? Who's next on the van?
You should probably go, Brent, before you.
Yeah, I
pass
should
out.
probably go.
Yeah, you
All right.
go, and I'll wait.
Start with your 2 damage dice for the anesthetizing gas.
Guy, if you could roll 2 dice for me.
I can. Hang on. 2 effects.
2 damage. For the gas effects are just damage unless. Well, would having an effect would 1 damage and an effect keep you conscious?
Yes.
All right, pick an effect. Something inconvenient for your character.
Oh man. Tripping.
Whoop.
Sure. All right. Basically you're just having a coughing fit, and you're a little distracted. So whatever you try to do is going to be difficulty range 3. You're at 2 for the gunfight and 1 for the coughing fit.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Because my gun's not working, my phase pistol's not working. I'm gonna have to charge at the nearest guy and punch him.
Okay.
So,
Or, pistol weapon.
no, he's getting a right hook because my talent is a mean right hook.
Oh, good.
And my value is a warrior, and then I have a xenobiology as a focus. So,
all right. So, I'm not going to give you the xenobiology, but let's call this fitness plus security. You can use your warrior value to spend your determination to add a die. You do have 1 momentum in the pool, and you can add a threat.
okay. Well, let's roll a 3 dice. So fitness and security 9 and 4. I gotta get 13 and below on
all 3, or get a.
Yeah, you're actually like the security officer on duty here. Sounds like.
Anthony, what's wrong?
The science guy with security background. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 13 or below. First one's a 10. Then a 9. And a 17.
Okay, you got 2 successes. That won't do it. Do you have any of your talents that will allow you to get a reroll out of this?
I have bold for security, collaboration security, and untapped potential. Along
What
with
does
the
bold
right hook.
security do?
Or were any of your things talent focuses that would apply?
No, he didn't roll low enough for that to matter.
Oh, never mind. Much sadness.
What do I need? I need Marcus. Have I made one for him?
I keep because I need to.
No, I haven't done it. Do you have the descriptions of your talents?
No, I do not. I don't even have the books.
All right, let's see. What does mean right hook do? Talents. Where are you, talents? Talents. Very good. All right. Mean right hook. Your unarmed strike has a vicious 1 damage effect. Okay. What else you got?
Bold security.
Bold security. Whenever you attempt a task with that discipline, you buy 1 or more d20s by adding threat. You may re-roll a single d20. Okay, so you'd have to spend threat to buy an extra d20, and if you do that, you can re-roll. Normally, I shouldn't let you buy threat after you've rolled, but I'll let you have it if you want to.
Don't give him threat.
Yeah, no.
He wants it for a reason.
No.
He's being nice. He's like, here, guys, I'm going to give you these things. You're so nice. But you know what? I wouldn't let you do this. But
How
just
many momentum do you have?
You have 1 momentum left, but you'd have to declare momentum or threat ahead of time. So I only offered you the deal for the threat.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, no.
See?
Okay.
Want
No.
that. Want something.
All right. All right. You missed then.
You were not
Romulans.
trusted, Joe. That's right.
All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So number 2 is going to probably just punch at Brent because Brent just attacked him. So that seems like a thing. Oh, but with a 19, he's missing completely.
Oh. Rough.
Yep.
Did you roll to see if he takes?
You like throw a mean right hook at the. Whoa! He like does that. Doesn't do anything.
Roll his anesthetizine as well.
Let's see what he's got on anesthetizine. That's 3. He actually is unharmed, so it's going to take him a while to go down with the
okay.
gas.
All right, Van, you're up.
Chelsea, I think that's you, right?
Is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Is it me? Well, at this point, holy crap. What do I even have? Because I've been thinking about this for a little bit. I've been thinking about more what the ship can do.
You can also have your NPCs go. I don't care what order things happen in.
I can do something if you or got an idea for kind of.
Do you have an idea? Go with it.
Well, I was thinking maybe seeing that the vital signs are kind of dropping off in there, at least on our team where we can see them, that we may want to inform the security team that they shouldn't try to open the door necessarily yet, but rather, especially since it seems to be broken, but rather hold that door position in case the other guys break out, because hopefully that room will fill up with enough gas and they'll just pass out.
If it helps in your planning, what I'm going to do is every turn, the number of anesthetizine dice you have to roll doubles.
Damn.
I
Going on next
mean,
turn.
for me, I still feel like we just need them to hold that position and then not go in unless after our people pass out, they start having aggressive actions taken after them. Does that make sense?
The way that everything's gone down, by the way, the commander is going to pass out first because he's taking the most damage.
He's had a
Once
rough
again,
day.
Once again, the doctor with the psychic headbutts
Yeah.
is the most effective warrior in the battle.
Right?
Yeah. He'll think again before he runs into any, just lay about ship and starts threatening.
I haven't done anything like really devious though, like convince them like their dick is trying to kill them or something. And maybe at some point I will try to do that if somebody is a dick enough to.
To be fair, you have pretty good control over this guy's head.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to tell the security people, and it doesn't have to be now.
So if your NPCs are holding, that does not have to take one of your actions.
I mean, I can probably pick this guy's brain and have him send out a comm signal once he finally calms the fuck down. That's the only problem.
I'm going to give you this for free. That ain't going to work because you're jamming the shit out of all the comms.
Yeah, because we're scrambling comms. Can our engineers, can we do anything further to make this ship look like things are real and bad here?
I mean, we're already about to start venting fire, so yeah.
That's fair, yeah. Headbutt again? I mean, yeah, I can headbutt someone else.
Okay. Are you going to go for someone else, or are you going to go for the leader?
He's crying on the floor.
Okay.
I think I've intimidated him enough. I can do more of that later.
Okay.
But for now, who shot first? Which number shot first? Number 1?
Yeah.
It was
I just put them in firing order.
All right. I'm going to headbutt that asshole.
Yeah. He's actually taken some damage, so that's probably a good one.
All right. Presence and medicine.
Okay.
You have to be a good healer to break someone that well.
All right. So there's a 5 on one die and a 1 on the next. I needed a 15. My medicine is 5. So
that's 3 successes.
One's on, you need to use that dice forever.
We're just. What do you want? Are you headbutting him? Are you doing damage?
Oh yeah.
Okay. How much damage did we do on the first headbutt? Did I give it 8 dice? Is that what I gave it?
It was a lot, yeah.
It was 8 dice, yeah.
Now, you have 1 spare success. That should generate a momentum. This is not a legal spend, but would you like to do more damage rather than generate the momentum? 12 dice instead of 8.
Oh, all the damage.
All right. Roll it. That's not a legal rule, but screw it.
That's fine. Kels, do you want me to roll?
Yes, please.
Okay. 2 and a complication for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 and a complication. Although I don't think it matters because the guy is done.
All right. How much?
13.
And how much is that beyond 0?
Hang on.
Bless you.
So that's 3 more beyond, or 5 more beyond 0.
Okay, 5. All right. Chelsea, pick a number 1 through 4
1 through 4.
that you don't like that number.
4 is kind of meh.
Good news, you didn't roll a 4. So his he just suddenly stiffens, blood starts coming out of his nose, and he collapses.
He done.
Thankfully, you didn't roll a 4, so he's still alive. But he is definitely out.
I'm okay with him still being alive.
All right, Romulans.
Romulans. Okay, we are on number 3. And with 17 to 13, he only gets 1 hit, so that's a miss.
Okay.
It's getting chaotic in there. Let's check his damage real quick. Oh, that's pretty good. He's got 3 extra damage too.
Chelsea, did you roll your
stress?
Your anesthetizing gas damage?
No, I need to. Sorry.
I
got excited.
How many damage is that?
2 dice.
You want to do it?
Yep.
Oh, 1. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Everything else.
All right,
I'm
and
8 stress out of 11 though.
Van Valkenburg is up. Who hasn't gone?
Those 3 have gone. I guess it's all NPCs at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
I think we should work on the fire.
You don't have to take one of your NPC turns to do that. I'm gonna assume that all the bridge crew is doing what they're supposed to be doing. The damage control crews are doing what they're supposed to be doing. If you're doing something that's going to gain you information, you'll need a turn. But if it's just keeping to work on things that people should normally be doing, you don't have to use up a turn for that.
Can we maybe showily try to vent some of the fire so that it improves this looks like the ship is in oh shit?
Sure. I'm not even going to make you roll. That's a good fire you've got going there. It's pretty simple to open a few of the right hatches and just let some of the fire vent out. And it's a nice plasma fire. So it's still
pretty green.
Yeah.
Pretty colors.
Very pretty.
Colors.
So yeah, because we're like lilting to the side, and now we've got fire.
And when you were just kind of drifting a little bit, but when you start venting the plasma, that starts to spin. Thankfully, your gravity is still working, so you can't feel it inside the ship. But yeah, it looks
good.
It looks great. You got a hell of a ruse going here.
Yeah.
Which, considering the fact that you just put your shields up while they had a boarding party on you, might be why the Romulan warbird isn't firing on you right now.
It might be confused. Should we kill it? I don't know.
It's
looks
already
like dying
it
its
looks
own.
dead. Is it dead already? I think it's dead.
I don't know. Could be dead.
So Romulans.
Okay, we're up to.
Start with the anesthetizing gas roll.
Let's start with the anesthetizing gas roll. Because he's actually in pretty sad shape. Number 4 is. But 2 aughts, so he didn't get anything that turn from the gas.
No damage from the gas.
And a 4 and a 10, he hits.
Who's he shooting at?
Let's find out. Nobody, apparently. 1. That's Chelsea.
Oh God.
Okay, so Chelsea is complication in 3 so far. 4. 4 and not a complication. 4 and a effect.
4 and an effect.
Okay.
You haven't had an effect yet, Chelsea, have you?
No, I haven't yet.
Haven't done. Okay. So does 4 take you? Are you still standing?
Let me see. Because I just need to count. 4, 6, 8. I am out.
Okay.
I am sleeping like a baby.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
The captain is down.
Alrighty then.
I think I just single-handedly
Right?
may have made most of our crew upper crew pass out. You know, my kill count is best.
I'm not out yet. I will be whenever I roll next because I have 1 stress left. So
Maybe you will roll well. Whose turn is it? It's the van's turn.
I'm just running out of NPC ideas.
well, I mean, if
Have
there's
an
someone,
NPC teleport one out into space. Oops.
We can't. We've still got the field up. I mean, I might be able.
Unfortunately, you're now on the platform. But I actually messaged Joe a while back and said, it's too bad you guys didn't have Sarah there. That'd be the first thing she would have done. You're all standing on the transporter platform.
That's what made me crack up.
Oh,
I can solve this problem. Bye.
Right? She would have done it too. She would have been like, that's it. You're done. Out.
I wish I'd thought of that next time, Gadget.
Yeah. Because the only one that wasn't on the platform was Jabak, and that would have left you with just him standing there going,
Oh crap.
I'm assuming you can't. Oh, we don't have locational transporters. That's a tech that gets invented way later. But like within the ship transporters.
Ship to ship.
Yeah, the problem is that now everybody's scattered across the area because some of them have stepped off the platform, and Brent is on the platform now.
But you
have
can
changed.
use your transporter to transport someone to, like, say, the mess hall or engineering. It's just a tough operation. It's dangerous, but it can be done.
I was
Don't
thinking
screw it
maybe
up.
I was thinking
Don't
like it
screw it
might be
up.
really cool to transport them into our cryo chamber.
Yeah, actually,
That'd be
probably
great.
safer to transport the Romulans than it would be to transport security in there. Otherwise, you'd be walking down the hall. This is Ensign Bob in the wall here.
Yeah.
That'd be the end of that.
Now we call him Art.
Yeah. Now we call him Art.
But
do
yeah,
you have
it
any
sounds like
idea of how far the
Yeah.
ships are from coming in?
So you can see. Oh wait.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. We should have somebody watching for that now that we know that they're there.
I'm just thinking like
Even if they're moving, or I don't even know if they're moving yet. Maybe they're not.
So this tells you how many light years they are away, and if they move at standard warp 9, double the number. Well, I guess the stars aren't going to come to you. Double the number of light years, and they'll be there. This one is already on top of you. You already.
Well, that's the one we're dealing with, right?
Yeah. I'm going to put.
He's
you guys-
not actually 1 light year away.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
he's
I
there
figured
now.
that was
So, if you see that it's 6 light years away, then that's 12 minutes travel time.
Yeah.
okay, so we've got more time. I'm past the
it's
fuck
fine
out.
to leave those two next to each other. We got the notion.
Yeah, that was
they're in the
very
same space sector.
difficult for me.
I guess what we probably should do is have somebody watch the long range sensors.
Yeah, okay. No roll necessary for that. So over here where you see, my mouse is not appearing. You can't see it, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Very
Yeah,
on the edge
gotcha.
there.
You're right
yeah.
there.
Oh, that's nonsense. It won't work. All right, so the starbase actually has 8 warbirds sitting at it, and they are powering up their warp engines. Not all 8, 6 of them.
And
you can see
they're
power spikes.
the ones that are 7 minutes away.
They are 14 minutes away. Also, I'm going to give you this one for free. Their engines are not powered by a standard warp power structure. Effectively, it generates a warp field, but it is some kind of a quantum singularity, like they have a artificial black hole that somehow powers their ship.
Oh, I still want to capture that if it gets here. But we are not in the position to do that.
I like
All
how
right.
the thought is, I want to play with that.
I want to play with that. I want to know how that works.
New toys.
Yes.
Romulans, you're up.
All right. We are at number 5. He's still, let's see, he got 1 hit from the gas. And he's not actually in bad shape yet. But he had a complication from last turn that has made him flat-footed. So he's not able to attack this turn.
Okay.
So out.
Van. That was Romulan number 5 out of 6, so there's 1 Romulan to go.
That's correct. And that 6th one is our sobbing commander.
Okay, so Van, you get the last action this turn.
I mean, I'm kind of running out of ideals, Chelsea.
I'm out of ideas. This is the problem. I'm sitting here trying to think, like, what could we do at this point?
We need to have someone roll really well and fix the warp core by pressing a button. Find that person.
It's literally still on fire.
Wesley. We need Wesley.
Okay, who's still up in the Van Valkenburg team that's in the transporter room?
Kind of.
Go ahead and take an action. Either one of you can pick.
Roll the die first, though, correct?
Nope, you've already taken your
Okay.
damage from the gas this turn. One of you can go.
I would go ahead and go Hastings because you can shoot and I'm only punching. So
Okay. Only one person is still up, though, isn't it? It's the captain. Everyone else is down.
I know I'm down. I'm out.
But of the
no, you mean of the
Romulans,
Romulans.
only one of them's out at this point in time.
Oh,
the other one's
good.
flat-footed. He can't move because he screwed up last turn. But number 1 is out. 2, 3, and 4 are still moving. Although 3 is not feeling well, and 4 is not feeling well either. And then the captain is their commander is babbling on the floor.
And I'm going to give you figured out your position. That extra success last turn.
Okay.
You figured it. So it's going to be hard to move, but you don't have any negatives to fire. You only need two
Is our
successes.
teleporter dude
And I rolled 2
He's
dice.
still there. You can have an
Two.
NPC action. Would you rather him go than Hastings?
So is he going to do something with the transporter, though, or is he going to try to hit somebody?
he's
He's
going to try
on
to
the
hit
platform.
someone.
He's gonna try to hit somebody.
Yeah, he moved to the platform.
That's
I
true.
don't-
He's not at the controls anymore.
He's not at the console anymore.
Well, let's go ahead and let him do it then. That way, because I've already taken an action, so it's Brett, and that way it's more fair.
Okay.
Transporter man, away!
Transporter man. Transporters, robots in disguise. What?
Who wants to roll for him?
I'll roll for him. I'm just trying to find his fucking sheet again. There it is. All right. So what am I rolling? Daring and
No.
or no
Fitness and security.
fitness and security. He got a 17, which is a no. He got an 11, which is a no. He's fucking useless.
Okay.
He's like
Damn
a
it.
monkey with one ass.
He flails in a corner.
I can speed this up if you guys don't want to play it out because I think it's pretty clear what's going to happen at this point.
I mean, it's all bad.
And
Yeah.
like everything that, at least on my side of the door, has to happen is just a matter of time.
Yeah, and we just need to pass the hell out. I'm just gonna let Zolarina know before, like right before I passed out. I'll just be like, "You have the con whack."
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is such a weird thing to get in your head, and it's like nobody else knows that.
So I will narrate very quickly. Yeah, the next turn goes one by one. You pass out. The Romulans pass out. And you wake up in the hallway outside the transporter room with a medical team giving you a hypo spray in the neck. And they have restored half of your stress. So you're at 50% of your stress, all of you.
Sweet.
Security is carting off unconscious Romulans to the brig and confiscating their weapons.
Cool.
And you're up. What are you? Great.
We gotta
have
get to-
spam.
Yeah, we gotta get to the
I
bridge.
get that spam like 3 times during my show all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, on the comments, I thought it was.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to become famous. You can buy a whole bunch of followers and viewers if you just send us $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad they used regular letters too.
Yeah.
We need to.
Well, if they used regular letters, then the spam bots would catch them.
I need to run to the bridge and see what Zolarina's got going on. So I'll ping Zolarina and let's just say status report.
Still on fire.
All right.
And Joe, I'm actually going to give this to you, even though this might mean that you get to have that thing you wanted all game. I just realized that I miscounted. I thought that the boxes were 5x4 for stress, so 5 across, 4 down. They're not. It's 6 across, 4 down. So I was unconscious 2 turns ago.
Let's not worry about it. The outcome would have been the same.
Yeah.
Because you guys chose to gas the room. The
Yeah,
outcome
as
would
soon
have
as
been
you
the same.
chose to gas the room, we were heading for a specific
Yeah.
place.
Now, if somebody hadn't shot the door panel, then gassing the room might not have had that great an effect. But somebody shot the door panel, so
well, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to take that negative effect if you wanted it. So
I appreciate the honesty, but I don't think I need it at this point.
No, that was rough.
I'm all good. They're fucked. Don't worry, V.
I feel like Chelsea and Hastings and everybody who was in the gas room, I owe you a thank you for surviving my brilliant but maybe bad idea.
So who's going to the bridge?
I need to run to the bridge probably and get a status report.
Okay. Anybody? What are the rest of you guys doing? I know Zolarina's probably trying to look at her jump engines. Is that correct?
Well, right now I'm handling the con, but
Yeah,
Oh,
who has the con? I've been passed out for who knows how long.
Are you on the bridge?
it probably started heading back there as soon as
You're
she
headed
said you've got the con.
You'll get there. Okay, you can get there first, but
Yeah.
All right. Hastings?
Oh, I'm headed to a replicator and using it to
All right,
replicate.
I know what you're doing. That's fine. Write those on your character sheet.
Yes.
I am going to plan for in between sessions starting to rig the ship with some similar stuff.
Yeah, I think we definitely should work on something that we might have a little more immunity to, like a biological kind of weapon that maybe I can work on with Zolarina.
Or
We can
even
start
with
feeding
having
her the antidote. Wow.
masks that are conveniently in the walls if we need to grab them.
hmm I mean, we already have coolers in the walls. Why don't we have more?
Brett, what are you doing?
Fixing my phaser.
All right. Now, I mean, if you feel a personal attachment to where you need to fix it yourself, that's fine. But you could also just go to engineering and be like, "Here," and somebody fix this.
I
crap.
think they're a little too busy right now.
It wouldn't
Fix it
happen
themselves.
right away.
I
Okay.
mean, you could also just go to the armory and grab another one.
Well, no,
But-
he's got a phase pistol.
He's got a personal possess, but you could temporarily arm yourself with
Yeah.
a phaser in the meantime. Totally up to you. I don't care.
Grab an extra phaser for later and go back to my station and still try to figure out what the hell happened.
Okay. What happened is it got shot with a disruptor. Is what happened.
Well,
What
in
happened?
general, when this bright flash of light, 'cause
Oh,
I
okay.
still don't know what happened.
All right. So,
we don't know exactly what their weapons could do, right?
I mean, I feel like so much of what we're dealing with right now is just a matter of time because
Mhm.
none of the ships are. Oh, actually, the ships at the thing are powering up. I will inform you about that, Chelsea, that the ones on long range centers are powering up, but that the other one seems to at least be not like giving us the benefit of not reacting for what looks like we are totally disabled.
so Chelsea, as you arrive on the bridge,
Uh-huh.
and I think Marcus is with you, and Zolarina's already on the bridge, and Hastings is replicating smoke bombs.
Maybe.
Your alarms start going off.
Oh, yay.
You have a phase variance alarm coming from sickbay.
Oh, shit. What
And
do I know
now-
about sick bay?
God, who the hell do we have on the ship? Dr. Monty,
Mhm.
one of your doctors,
Yeah.
is signaling the bridge.
What do you need? Bridge.
Captain, Dr. Udir is acting really weird. He was treating one of those Romulans, and then all of a sudden he just sat down, crossed his legs, and put his hands on his head, and he won't move. He's just sitting there.
I'll be there in like 2 minutes. Zoe,
All right.
Where's the
I need
weapon?
you to take the con. I need to get into this person's head. I need to find out what's happening.
I'll just hold on to the con.
I'm-
Cool. Go, doctor.
You just keep grabbing it and then just keep holding on to
Just
it.
before you walk out, you realize that your phase variance alarm is coming from sickbay.
I will warn her of that.
Okay.
It's not a universe phase variance. It's a different kind.
Such as?
Oh.
Can I investigate that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You investigate. Keep an open comm. Just keep an open comm channel.
All right. Give me... Who's investigating it? Zolarina?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That.
What is
All
going
right.
on?
Give me reason and science. You're going to need 3. Chelsea, I'm going to give you a difficulty 2 roll of command and control.
Do I get any help from the ship?
Sure.
Oh, you're gonna give me my worst roll of the night?
Yeah.
I got a
You'll-
7 and I needed a 10, so that was the first one, and then I got a 5.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Zolarina, you have for the ship sensors and science.
All right. So, okay. So I'm on my 17. The ship is only a 6, but it's the first die. 13, 5. Oh, 4. Sweet. The ship actually got that roll. So the 5 is technically below my science, but I don't know if that matters.
Do you have a focus that you think would help with this? Tell me what they are and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I have computer science, survival training, history, xenoanthropology, temporal physics mechanics, theoretical and experimental physics, and cryptography.
Okay, none of those will help you. I need to look at something.
Ouch.
I mean, it helps us in a lot of other not this one, which is fine.
Tell me, Luna, what season did you join this game?
The first, are we talking Minba or are we talking Giraffe?
Zolarina's first character.
Okay, so Minba. That would have been back when we were at Enchanted Grounds.
That's season like 3.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank you. All right. Okay, Luna, tell me how many total successes?
They were all successes.
3?
And then
So it was 3. It was just a question of, is there a 4th?
Okay. Chelsea, how many successes did you get?
2. Or no, I went under my control for 1. So it would be 3, right? Because I get 2 if I'm under my ability.
Okay. All right. Chelsea,
Yes.
you know of 2 things that cause phase variances that you have specifically set up alarms for on the Van Valkenburg.
Yep.
One of them is universe hopping, or things coming from other universes.
Mm-hmm.
Luna,
Mhm.
this is absolutely positively not a phase variance that is associated with universes.
So it's time?
No.
No.
Do you know what it is, Chelsea?
If it's not from
We were using the phase variance thingy to try to detect cloaked ships at one point. Is it that one?
No.
No.
You know what? I know Mimba would know this. Unfortunately, she's not available. The
Yeah.
question is, does Zolarina? You got 3 successes?
Mhm.
All right. There's a
I'm
comment.
trying to think what else
Yep,
it could
he
be.
got it.
You can't spell
No. No. I
Uh-oh.
don't want it. Yeet them out of the ship right the hell now.
Before you can leave the bridge, someone goes, "What the hell is that?" And you turn around and look at the view screen. A black line cuts across the screen, opens up into a black void, swallows the ship. There is nothing but blackness. And then the black void just unfolds itself back to a line and shrinks, and you are somewhere else.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
And that,
can we have our long range sensors check that
It's-
we're not
that-
surrounded by
This,
things
is a
this
anymore?
is
question.
the end of Act 1.
yes.
Oh.
So that's awesome. And that is a Deus Ex Machina if I've ever seen one.
That's
That was
actually what I
totally
was
a Deus
thinking
Ex
too.
Machina. Yes, it was.
It wasn't supposed to be a Deus Ex Machina. It was just supposed to be the marker at the end of this, but then everybody started fighting. And so Joe and I have been texting back and forth and going, where do we
I'm
put
a
the
very, very good diplomat until people are rude. I really don't understand why people can't just be polite. It's
I
not
love
hard.
that.
We all make an effort. That's all we need to do. And if you're not willing to make a fucking effort, you know what?
It's actually
Bye.
so really funny because I've been watching Man in the High Castle, and Man in the High Castle, and I've been watching it, and I totally was like, I know how these Romulans are thinking. They're thinking like the GNR, the Greater
It's just
Nazi
like,
regime.
it
That's what they're
really
thinking like.
is
And
a
so
no-win situation.
I just picked some
where-
random character from the show and decided that's what this guy was.
But that's really interesting to me. Like, I'm not questioning it because it was a lot of fun. But if it's a totally different universe and they've had hundreds of years and they've already taken over society, that would probably mean they were less combative and culturally they would be different now. Like, they're not going to be the same Romulans.
They actually are. Because the Romulans are very secretive in the Prime universe. They're very secretive and suspicious and sneaky. And in this universe, they're just cocky.
Open and arrogant. And
that makes
they
sense.
totally.
The race that they basically took over in this universe, which I know you don't know because you haven't seen the show that goes into them the most, was like the worst warfare humans ever if they had space technology. So if they were fighting them and just happened to beat them out of having tech that was 300 years later.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah. They had no reason to get better because they were basically taking over a universe that the Terrans, who are like horrible, had taken over.
Right.
That's really interesting.
And so
I didn't know
just
that.
made them into Nazi/Roman/ they've got control of everything, and then they walk upon your ship and they're like, okay, give me your papers. that kind of thing.
That was great, and I think that's
And then
interesting.
you guys are like, we don't have papers, and they're like, well, then we'll shoot you. Give us your papers. You
I
know,
don't have papers.
You guys cracked me up. I did not expect this to go into a firefight.
I didn't either.
I was so expecting to end up in ship combat.
The problem is, it's the flaw that I don't intentionally, but I accidentally write into all of my characters, and it's that when my character gets irritated, meaning me, because the solution isn't happening, because someone's being a dick, in real life, I'm not allowed to strangle people. I have to be polite and kind all the time because I'm a social worker. So when I play games, it just, I don't have it anymore. It's all gone. I've spent it all.
Beautiful.
No, it was great. It was great also because we could manage to convince them not to have a firefight with us at the same time, which would have just been really difficult.
Damage to the ship would have been really bad considering.
Right, but I'm sitting here looking at how these guys would have played it out, and it's like, give me your papers. I don't have any papers. Okay, then we'll arrest you. Well, don't arrest us. What did we ever do? You didn't give me your papers.
Yeah, but I don't have any.
I thought that was great.
Because otherwise we'll replicate
that.
All they would have
so
had
funny
to do,
because Chelsea was like, "What did we ever do to you?" And then all hell broke loose because I was so waiting
not
to say,
even
"You didn't
supposed
give
to
me your
be here
papers."
today or ever. Like actually,
you know what?
ever.
all they would have had to do, Guy, just so you know, Joe, in case you ever I wonder how not to make Veronica murder people in a game. All they would have had to do was say, "You're right. We'll arrest all of you together." And she would have been like, "Okay, I can perhaps diplomat us out of this situation. We can talk it out." But no, instead you're a cocky bastard. And then you had to die.
Oh, yeah, they're totally cocky bastards.
All right, so mental note. Try to separate the crew so that she kills people. Got it. I have a takeaway from this. Thank you.
I love the fact that you have that flaw because it worked really well. Like, we all have character flaws. Like, my character's big flaw is they're like, let's try this for science and just see what happens, as opposed to maybe think of what the consequences should be.
What does
which is kind of how we ended up here.
Yeah,
and yours is so you pissed me off, I'm gonna shoot you.
I want to say it's intentional, but it's not. I always
That's
want
the best way to do it, though.
You know, I'm still thinking this character's flaw is better than randomly impregnating people.
Yep, anything is
She's not
better
wrong.
than that.
I
still
agree.
I lock up in no-win situations, and I'm trying to think of, because we have gone through so much crazy shit before, right? Like, we have gone through legitimately crazy ass shit and always managed to skate under the radar and be okay. And this is the one time that it didn't work out. And so scrambled communications.
Scrambling communications prevented that ship from saying, "Hey, they just kidnapped our captain. Send some backup." The only problem is when you tried to scramble communications, you got a complication. So that made a lot of noise. So then the starbase was paying attention.
Yeah.
And then you made the ship look like it was disabled, which kept the other ship from firing on you.
Yeah,
you would have been in a firefight.
And I was saying, so when do we fire on them? And
when does the
he's
ship
like,
shoot?
give it a little longer because they're confused. And I was like, yeah, they're confused.
That was very interesting. It was fun, and unfortunately means I've lost a bet with my husband because virtually every campaign I've ever played in, I'm like, what do I want to do? I want to be a very cool, collected scholar, archaeologist, whatever, and it always starts well, and then something happens and it annoys me and my very limited patience that I do not have, and I blow things up. And
but you know what? That whole episode was freaking epic. It was.
So yeah, and I have absolutely no problem at all in the fact that you totally were throwing knives at my guy's groin.
Oh, that was brilliant.
That was awesome.
And there's so much going on, right? Like, you're in a no-win situation where you're just fight your way out, keep trying to do something. And it's funny because Lupine's flaw, she's just she locks up usually first in a situation, or she acts very rashly because she is Hashimoto's protege. So she is not as calculated. She is just trying to emulate her mentor, but it goes a little chaotic most times because she is a chaos factory.
Every character does. Like I was saying to Joe, had Tassara been there, there would be a bunch of frozen Romulans right outside. Because she's just like, I have the tactical advantage, energizing.
Yeah.
And everybody would have looked at her like, what did you do? And she would have gone, it's the logical choice. Naturally. And then you would have been like, it was logical to kill all of them? Well, they were going to kill us.
Tassara, no! Every life is precious, please no!
Right?
Oh, I know.
Every character has an interesting
Don't ask
flaw.
the doctor who's had to save hundreds of people and lost a lot of people on probably one of her first missions out on the Van Valkenburg. I think we lost like 15 people on our first.
We lost.
And I
We
was
lost
saying that
8
too,
getting
because
out
I
of
was like,
space
if
dock.
Nate had been
Yeah.
here, he would have done the
It
same
was-
thing.
It was rough, and she doesn't like that. So like, no babies and no death, please. Like, so when you're like, you just knocked him out, she's like, oh, thank God.
Nathan,
Well, and that was
Nathan-
the thing. It's like everyone in Hashimoto's crew somehow eventually just ends up being a little chaotic insane.
Yeah, I mean, if she had been inside a mind of somebody who had died, the next episode might not be so good for
Yeah, it
Lupin.
wouldn't have been as fun.
It would not have been as fun because,
Well,
trauma.
gentle beings, I think that it is 11 o'clock, and I know that means that poor Joe's going to get 5 hours of sleep. If you go to
Any
right
Yeah.
now.
Joe and I both
I
have
do
the
need to go
same
to bed.
schedule.
Yep. I think Chelsea's worse.
Yeah,
I
I think
Chelsea's
hers is
up in
worse.
2
She's up
hours,
earlier than I
3
am.
hours.
But
Yeah.
I got 3 hours beforehand, so if I get 3 more hours, I'll be on par. So it'll be fine.
Awesome. Well, it was
Either
fun
way.
all.
Oh my God.
Sadly, I owe my husband a bottle of whiskey because I didn't make it through 10 sessions without losing my sleep. All right.
Yeah, but I got to say, though, that was pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
You lost in classic style. So there's nothing, I got no problem with it.
I absolutely love. All right, diplomacy's not working. Let's just kill him.
Just like, I'm sorry, what? All right, guys.
All right, have a good one.
In a couple of weeks, we'll figure out
Thank- and-
schedule. We'll post it.
Oh no, it's set unless something changes.
Okay.
2 weeks from today, January 21st, will be Act 2.
Sounds
Which is my
good.
birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, yes! We'll need birthday drinks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.
Are you going to push the button, or am I pushing the button?
I mean, I can push the button. End credits. Holy crap. Jesus. Hang on. There we go.